Welcome back to Southern RV TV. I'm your host Barry, and today I've got my special guest Jonathan with me. We're coming at you guys with a crazy experience today. COVID has stopped us from doing an in-person RV show this year, so we're going to bring the RV show to you with this live experience today.
So we're going to go through a few different vehicles, basically just kind of giving a sampling of what we have here at the dealership. We're going to go through different brands, different vehicle types, kind of point out some of the features and benefits to those, and ultimately just be able to show you a little bit of what you would traditionally see at an RV show, but in your own comfort of your own home.
Yep. Now this is going to be a long extended broadcast. We are going to look at quite a few RVs, so we've got this nifty little timeline ticker that we're going to put up and kind of give you an idea of what's coming up and when. So we've got this thing planned out, but hey, if you guys have questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. We're going to be doing our best to address those as we go.
And while we set up for our next shot, y'all take a look at what we have to show you here in this quick little sizzle reel. Welcome back. We're going to start off right here in the Keystone Alpine 3700 FL where we left off just a moment ago. So this is going to be our first unit. You'll see on the side as we go along that you're going to see what unit's coming next. So keep in mind that just because we're looking at a fifth wheel now doesn't mean we're not going to be looking at what you want to see here in just a moment. So let's take a few minutes, check out a few of the features on this Keystone Alpine. Again, this is the 3700 FL for front lounge. I am standing up at the front cap, basically over the bed of the truck. As you'll see, we have a big screen TV, fireplace, which actually is a great source of electric heat. We get that question a lot. So of course this has a propane furnace on board, but with the electric fireplace, it allows you to just knock the chill off. So on those cool mornings or cool evenings, you can run that. You can even run your air conditioners on a typical unit just to circulate the air, but this one actually has a heat pump on board as well. So you've got dual whisper quiet air conditioners along with a 16,500 BTU heat pump. So that's going to give you a secondary source of electric heat, and then of course your propane furnace through the floor. Your fireplace lights up in different fashions. We've got different colors, different heats. Obviously we can up the temperature if need be. There's a timer setting, that sort of thing on there. Behind our TV here, there's actually a nice window in the front cap. This is on an electric lift. So you see we've got a nice front windshield there, and I say windshield because this is an automotive grade window up here. So you get a nice view when you're in the campground. That is an automotive glass, just like what you find on your car or truck. So in the instance that anything hits it as you're traveling down the road, it's not going to be a major problem. Obviously it's up above the cab of the truck, which is even less of a problem. But when you need it dark in here in order to watch TV, you can pull your roller shade down. The Alpine does have roller shades both day and night throughout. That's standard equipment with the Alpine. And we're back in movie mode again. You'll see that we have a Jensen stereo. This has built-in DVD. It is Bluetooth, of course, and it's linked to your outside speakers as well. We've got some storage overhead here, even down below. And then one of the features that I love about front living room floor plans, and this one in particular, is we have so much space to entertain. So you saw Barry and I a few minutes ago on opposing sofas. We were doing the social distance thing for you. We've got sleeper sofas on both sides, so we can fold these out. You have plenty of sleeping for, I'd say, 2 adults with ease, maybe even 2 adults and 2 kids, easily 4 kids if you wanted to do that. Obviously, we've got the Thomas Paine recliners here. These are recliners, cup holders built in. You've even got a nice little console to store your remotes, because we all know we lose those. And these are heated and massaging, as well as USB charging ports built in there. Again, as we mentioned before, we've got day and night roller shades, so you can get the privacy during the daytime and then complete blackout at night. We mentioned a minute ago about the Whisper Quiet AC system. When you see these returns on the sides, these are your returns. Typically on an RV it would be right here in the center, but that is a much louder system. So this particular system, the Whisper Quiet, this is the front and the rear ACs that are Whisper Quiet on this Alpine. This basically just tones things down. It's a lot quieter, a lot more residential, so that when you're sitting here watching TV, the AC kicks on, you don't have to crank up the TV volume. It's going to be background noise for you. So that's actually a really common question, and Keystone's done a great job quietening everything down in here when those are running. Another quick question that we get often before you come down is this little black circle here. A lot of times people ask, what is that? And that little vent looking thing right there, that is actually a thermistor. What that means is that's your temperature probe for your air conditioning and heat system. It is a zoned thermostat, so we've got one zone up front, one further in the rear, so that's just the temperature sensor for that. Very common question, something to point out. As we move down, we do have solid surface counters here in the kitchen. Central vac is just below you at your feet there. It does include the central vac kit to hook that up. You've got enough hose there to reach front to rear, no problem whatsoever. So the main control panel in command for this particular RV is located right here. This is nothing to lose, by the way. This doesn't come off the wall and the kids play games on it or anything like that. This is permanently attached, and this is just one of multiple ways that you can control the RV. What I actually recommend is to download the app. In-Command has an app. They're on generation 3 now, if I'm not mistaken. You can download the app. You can control your slides, lighting, your leveling system. This has the 6-point hydraulic leveling system on it. But as we scroll through, you can actually see, let's unlock it here. You can control your hitch height, your tank heaters, air conditioning and heat, slides, awnings. If you had a generator, that can be controlled there. So we've got a lot of different features that are available to be controlled either via this control pad or from your mobile device. So doing it from your phone is great because you can be laying in bed and forget that you didn't turn off the lights up front. You don't even have to get out of bed these days, so it's awesome. Let's see, moving into the kitchen, we have a Samsung residential refrigerator. I did say residential. This is not a propane RV refrigerator. This is residential, meaning it's 110 only. But Jonathan, how do you power it going down the road? I want to keep my cold food cold as we're in transit. Not a problem. There's an inverter on board. You can even option a secondary battery if you'd like, and that will keep this refrigerator nice and cold for the long haul. And of course, as you're driving down the road, you're not opening this refrigerator, so you don't have to worry with letting the cold out. Let's see, big dual basin sink. I saw this sink many years ago in a different product line that we carry here, and this particular sink basin is great because you can do pots and pans on one side, and then you've got more of a vegetable or smaller dish area on the other. All right, moving a little bit further to discuss appliances. This is a convection microwave, so you can bake in here. Flipping the switch. We can do a casserole in there or even try and bake cookies, that sort of thing. It's quick and easy, and of course you still have a traditional RV oven, but this isn't the tiny oven that you're accustomed to from travel trailers of years past. This is the Furrion system, so it's more of a gourmet cooktop range up top. We've got the 3-burner, and then we have the LP range and oven. Plenty of storage overhead. They've actually built in a nice little wine rack up here, so take your libations along with you. Below the sink, we do have dual kitchen trash cans. Looks like somebody's left a little bit in there for us already. So this model, the 3700 FL, one of the unique features on it is that it is bath and a half. So we've got a full bathroom back in the very rear of the vehicle, beyond the bedroom. So a lot of people wonder, well, I don't want my guests walking through my bedroom to use the bathroom. Not a problem. So they've tackled that with doing this half bath before you even get to the bedroom. On our dinette over here, one thing I want to point out, this is a freestanding dinette with 4 chairs. You have the leaf, so you can comfortably seat 4. But as I sit down here, I want to point out a couple of things. Number one, there's no carpet beneath my feet. They have finally figured out a way, they being RV manufacturers, to delete the carpet. And deleting that carpet obviously deletes one more place that you have to clean, or that can get stained and that sort of thing. So we've got linoleum. It is flush floor design, so you're not going to trip on it. And then above and beyond that, one of the key features to Alpine, I'm 6 feet tall. Not a huge guy, but tall. But these slide outs are 78 inches. So no matter how tall you have members of your family, 6'6", I don't think there's too many people out there that are over that, but they can stand in these slide outs and not worry about bumping their heads. So main slide floor, whether we're talking about the dinette here in this particular model or on a traditional rear lounge, if we're talking about a sofa slide, they can stand up and they've got that space. We do have both a ceiling fan in here as well as a rain sensing fantastic fan. The rain sensor portion of it will actually close that fan down if it senses that it's raining outside. That we don't have to come back to a wet RV. As we make our way further up, we do have a small closet here in the hallway. This could be some great pantry space, or even if you wanted to use it as overflow linen space. Plenty of storage in there. And then as we make our way up into the bedroom, we've got a king-size bed. There is storage underneath, of course. King is standard on the Alpine line. We do have 110 outlets on both sides of the bed. We get that question a lot. There's a lot of folks that use CPAP machines, and those 110 outlets are quite handy. We do have reading lights above the headboard on both sides. And his and hers wardrobes over here at the foot of the bed. Plenty of space, hang a few jackets, shirts, that sort of thing. And of course, bedroom TV is standard with the Alpine line. Again, whisper quiet AC system, just like we discussed up front. And as we move back here into the bathroom, I do love the kind of the French doors that lead in here. It gives you plenty of space to walk through. You don't feel like it's a pinch point, and it actually becomes part of one room to where it just kind of opens things up. Now, moving into the bathroom, this model and all Alpines do have washer dryer prep. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see it from over there or not. See if I can make a little space here. So we've got washer dryer prep. They did put a hanging rod in here, so if you don't install a stackable washer and dryer, you can use this as additional wardrobe space. Got our second toilet. This is a porcelain foot flush toilet. The porcelain, oftentimes I hear when I point that out to people, they're like, what does it matter? You know, why can't you just use a plastic toilet? Well, porcelain is going to not absorb any smells or stains, and it's also a much more sturdy seating surface. You'll notice how wide this area is too. We've probably got about 36 inches from this wall to this counter and all that floor space. So there's plenty enough space for anybody to sit there and have some elbow room, not be cramped. Moving a little further back, we've got dual vanities, his and hers, plenty of medicine cabinet space. All the mirrors obviously create an open feel in here, and so it really opens things up. Shower enclosure, we've got glass shower door. It makes a terrible sound. We've got a glass shower enclosure, plenty of headspace in here again. Remember, we walked up the stairs to come back here, but again, I'm 6 feet tall and I'm wearing boots, and I've still got probably a good 6 to 8 inches over my head. So if you got a taller person in the family, they're not going to step into the shower and have to stick their head way up in this skylight. They've got plenty of headspace in here. So Alpine is one of our residential fifth wheels. It is rated for full-time living. So if you want to take this out for season camping, that's not a problem. You can absolutely do that. I think it's time probably to step outside, take a look at a few of the outside features. All right, I'm going to give the camera a second. We've got a little bit of a transition, even for me. It's bright, so bear with me just a moment. So one of the things that's new, kind of innovative within the RV industry, just within the past, say 2 to 3 years, are what I call the aircraft steps. So I'm thinking about like a small airplane and how the steps just fold out, and it is the door. Obviously we have a swing away door, but these particular steps are not just the aircraft steps, they're actually the strut assisted aircraft steps. So you can lift these. I'm going to use 2 fingers. Very little effort, it's actually doing the work. Now that strut holds it in place. So this is great whether you have small kids running around or if you open the door, you just want to make sure that they're not going to come falling out on you. That strut assist really helps. Does a lot of the work for you. So again, when you're setting up camp, you swing the door open. Even if these aren't properly latched, they're not going to come crashing to the ground. They're going to stop right there where that strut is, and then you actually have to pull them down from here. Now these are adjustable on both sides, so you can adjust for the terrain. That way, if you're not level side to side on those steps, they will make that adjustment. Obviously, we've got a big swing away grab handle here. And one more thing I want to point out before we leave the door area, the Alpine is prepped not just for a rear view camera, but for side view cameras as well. So this little piece here, that is for the Furrion side view camera system. It's part of their observation system. We install that here in our parts and service departments. We do have big power awning. Again, the outside speakers that we mentioned a few minutes ago, they're connected to the inside stereo. As we move back, you'll see that we have the Road Armor suspension by Trail Air. That's going to provide some additional cushion so that it smooths out the ride. You've got grease fittings down there, so it's very easy to grease these. And of course, G-rated tires. So the Keystone Alpine comes standard with G-rated tires. Again, the 6 points of hydraulic leveling. This system is strong enough to lift the entire RV off the ground, so you certainly don't have anything to worry about with strength there. One of the features of this model, front living rooms, they typically lose a lot of that storage that's underneath the front deck. By elevating the bathroom and bedroom, they've given us all this storage down the sides here that really just, I don't know, if you use all this, then I guess you camp a little heavier than I do. And don't think that there's dead space behind there. We actually have a storage door back here on the back with additional storage. So you see we've got tons of storage on this model. Also note that we have a 2-inch receiver hitch down here. It's going to be great for a cargo carrier, any sort of a basket, even a bicycle rack. I've got a ladder to get up to the roof. And you'll see that we have that backup camera prep all the way up high. It's a little tight down this side. We have more storage. We have a power cord reel. So this is a really nice feature. So you manually pull it out to plug in, and then when it's time to pack up, nobody likes to wrestle with these 50-amp power cords, so you can simply press the retract button and guide it in. This is a feature that we used to only find on our uber high-end fifth wheels and motorhomes, you know, 6 figures, but this has worked its way to where now you're actually getting this in the quality of a Keystone Alpine. Keystone, by the way, has their standard 1 in 3 warranty. So 1 year is your general warranty on that, 3 years on the structure. So Keystone went to that a couple of years ago. They're really proud that warranties on structure are extremely low, so they want to give you that peace of mind and that confidence for years to come. Let's see. Further forward, one thing that we can't see from here, but it's a little different, is instead of a traditional gas and electric water heater, they actually install a on-demand propane water heater. So you never run out of hot water. So long as you got propane on board and you have fresh water coming in, you can take as long of a shower and as hot of a shower as you want to. We get that question a lot about, you know, how long can I take a shower and that sort of thing. And with the Alpine, that is standard equipment. We do have a 110 outlet out here, and that way if you want to do electric skillet or anything like that, you can. We mentioned storage up front. That's your storage compartment. This is a nice weather-resistant flooring that's down here. It's going to be similar to a linoleum, so no need to worry if that gets a little wet. And our in-command brain system is right here. It's very easily accessible. That uses automotive relays. And so with those relays, they're very easy to replace. You're not searching for RV-specific or Keystone-specific parts. Hydraulic pump, battery disconnect, of course. We've got additional storage up front, which is going to be for, you know, your outside chairs. Obviously, if you want to add a generator, that's where it would go. Even extra batteries would go up front there. Front cap on the Alpine is going to be painted. So there was a time, I'm going to say 3 to 7 years ago, where we had a lot of cap fading with some brands, and that was because they were gel coat. They were not paint. Keystone said, we're not having that anymore. We went to a full painted front cap. So all these colors that you see here are paint. They are not gel coat, so they will not fade. They're not going to have problems in the future. This is the same paint that you put on your car or on your truck that's going to last you for many years. And lastly, before we step away from this and into the Avalanche, which is coming up in just a moment, we use the Road Armor pin box by Trail Air. This is a rubber cushion, and that's going to provide a pivot point to take some of the jolting out from between the truck and the fifth wheel. Got an LED light strip up here as well, give you a nice glow when you're hitching up at night. So, again, as we mentioned in the intro, as y'all have questions and such, put them down in the comments below. We'll be happy to answer those as we go along. We've got somebody standing by to answer those for you. And then next on our list is the Keystone Avalanche. The Avalanche is basically the slightly smaller brother to the Alpine. Avalanche does a lot more family-friendly floor plans. So you're going to find a lot of bunk houses, mid-bunks, that sort of thing, outdoor kitchens. So this particular model is a bunkhouse with an outdoor kitchen. So we might as well start on the outside. A lot of the features that you found on the Alpine we're going to find on this Avalanche as well. The 6-point leveling system, you know, the painted front cap, the Whisper Quiet AC, that sort of thing. We're going to find that here on this Avalanche. So you've got an outside TV, outside speakers, dedicated stereo system. So plenty of features out here for entertaining. Again, this is a more family-friendly unit. They expect you to be outside, hanging by the campfire, cooking, that sort of thing. We've got the mini fridge out here as well. And you'll notice that we have a second set of entry steps, entry door. This one goes straight into the bathroom. This is back next to the kids' bunk. So this model is a half bath as well. So we've got the bath just like on the Alpine. Frameless windows, again, just like the Alpine. I'm not sure if we could see that or not on the previous model, but they are frameless again. Solid entry steps, and one thing I didn't point out, we were talking about so many different things on that. This top step is a 12-inch step. So that gives you a really good surface when you take that first step out to be able to get your whole foot there and not have to worry about tripping down the stairs. Again, they're trying to make it family friendly so that everybody is secure and safe. Outside storage, massive compartment that stretches all the way across. You got plenty of height and width here. Same compartment here with your hydraulic pump and battery and such. We've got a big power awning here, LED light strip underneath. And let's take another look by going inside. right, as the camera adjusts, we'll take just a moment. My eyes can adjust as well. All right, so again, family-friendly fifth wheel. We need to be able to feed an army. Still going to be running that residential refrigerator. Basically, we're able to obtain roughly double the amount of cubic footage inside the refrigerator by doing a residential as opposed to the evap system of an LP refrigerator or gas electric refrigerator like a standard RV fridge used to be. These do have ice makers built in, so you can have ice while you're on the road. 30-inch over-the-range microwave. This one's not convection. Remember, we were talking about convection with the Alpine. That's one of the differences. But 30-inch over the range, that's just like at home. 3-burner range, good size oven. And they've even got a pot and pan storage drawer down below. You notice that's plywood on all 4 sides. So we've got quality construction here. Same sink that we looked at on that Alpine. In fact, let's pop it open again for those of you that may be joining us. 60/40 sink. Got plenty of space here for pots and pans. Again, we don't expect you to be feeding 1 or 2 people. Probably going to be feeding an army here. This center island setup, I really like the way that it's done. I'm not a huge design guy, that sort of thing. However, the lighting that's above it, it just gives it a little bit of a different look. So we've got the Edison bulbs in there, which I looked at for a little too long. And of course it's dropped down on what I refer to as a surfboard. But I just love how it just adds a little bit of design to the Avalanche. Now, again, talking about food storage, feeding an army, we've got a large pantry here. Y'all might need to come this way to take a peek. So plenty of pantry space in there. We've got a great little space here. You can make it into a coffee bar, set your crock pot up here, that sort of thing. So obviously finding a place for those appliances is sometimes difficult, but we've got a 110 outlet, USB charging ports on there, cabinetry above, again with the glass inserts. When it comes to the sitting and dining space for this model, they've done things a little differently. They've taken a unique approach. What they've done is they've given you a 3-seat sofa with a recliner built in. You'll notice this bracket down low. This is actually to attach the table. So if you've got little ones that need to sit at a table to eat and not get it everywhere, I have a 3-year-old and I would definitely set him here right in front of that little table to be good to go, while the adults may be outside or inside just standing here at the bar, just kind of eating casually and having a good time. But gives you additional seating in here that you wouldn't otherwise have if you had a dinette and then maybe squeeze in a 2-seat love seat. So it's nice to have all that seating space. Again, with the barn style door, again, you're going to find a lot of similarity between that Alpine and this Avalanche. This barn door is great. It's not going to take up a lot of space swinging around, but again, we get a nice wide doorway. So again, I'm kind of an average sized guy, a little over 200 pounds, 6 feet tall, and I can walk through this normally. There's plenty of bunk room doors that are probably close to 20, 24 inches, and you have to go through a little sideways, so this gives you a little more space. Large TV again, same stereo we saw in the Alpine, the Jensen. That's going to give you surround sound, as well as those outside speakers that are connected to the stereo out there. That's a dedicated system. Again, similar fireplace, great source of electric heat. If you didn't hear me say it in the previous model, that source of electric heat is great for taking the chill off. It's actually on now. Feels quite nice. And then we do have a propane furnace underfoot as well. Let's see, as we move back here into the bunk room, you'll recognize again that we saw the half bath from the outside. This is the inside version. Same porcelain foot flush toilet bowl. Again, they're talking quality here. They're not going to start making things cheap, even though this is a less expensive product than the Alpine. Bunk space. So there's a lot of different ways you can configure a bunk room. There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. My 11-year-old hates when I use that expression. It is just an expression. We don't skin cats in my house. But ultimately, what I want to point out is that we've got kind of this versatile space. So it's set up for daytime use right now. Daytime, the kids can sit here and play. There's a big open space over here to place a TV. It can be mounted firmly to the wall in the back. You've got antenna and TV power hookup back there. We've got plenty of drawer space. Those are double extension ball bearing drawers. Obviously you don't have to like reach into the back. They come all the way out. That's the quality we're dealing with here. But daytime, you've got the space to kind of hang out. If the adults are in there on a rainy day and the kids need to go play or you know, maybe watch some YouTube or something like that, they can come back here and, you know, kind of have their own space. In addition to that, at nighttime, we've got this upper bunk, but I want you to note the width of that upper bunk. That's a nice wide upper bunk. I mean, my arm is 36 inches and it's probably still wider than that. So we've got plenty of space to fit the kids as they grow. This lower sofa down here is a tri-fold, so that's going to fold out and give us plenty of space for an even larger kid. If I've got an adult-sized child that's my size, I know we've got some nephews in the family that are bigger than I am, and they would be great right there. And then, of course, the upper bunks, if we thought that bunk was wide, this one's even wider. Again, my 36-inch reach, and there's still probably another foot to go up there, so plenty of space. You'll notice the Whisper Quiet AC. I know I've said that several times now. I've become a broken record with that, but I really love that because in the middle of the night, when the AC kicks on, it's not going to wake everybody up. You know, when your AC kicks on at home, you know, you're used to that background noise. You're going to be used to this background noise as well. You don't have to worry with it waking everyone just because the AC kicked on. Nice sturdy ladder is built in for these upper bunks, so even the littles can get up here without too much difficulty. And those upper bunks are rated for 300 pounds per bunk. Again, just like in the Alpine, we've got lino in the slide out here, so the kids aren't going to spill things and get it all muddy and dirty back here. You can just wet mop it up and you're ready to go again, all clean. And again, we started talking about height inside slide outs in the Alpine. We've got that same ceiling height in here as well. I think we missed over your head there. We do have a ceiling fan, and again, the Rain Sensor Fantastic fan. This Rain Sensor Fantastic fan is going to be perfect for when you're cooking in here, evacuating the heat. So not just the smells, but the heat. If you shoot that right back out, then you don't have to worry about heating it up in here in the summertime just because you want to cook some fresh bacon for breakfast. Let's see. One thing we didn't discuss yet, the roller shades. We've got nighttime roller shades in the Avalanche, so you get complete and total blackout there if you'd like. The control panel for the Avalanche is right here in this cabinet. They've put everything in one convenient spot, from your awnings, which this one actually has two. You've got a second awning over the outdoor kitchen, to all of your tank levels, your main lighting switches, and your slide outs. Those are all right here in one spot. And then this one, everybody always asks what this one's for. This is for the ceiling fan. Let's see. Make our way through the bathroom. This is a pass-through bathroom. So I'm going to pass right on through and stand on this edge so that y'all can see in here. Again, large rectangular shower. And again, keep in mind I'm 6 feet tall. I've still got a few inches over my head here. Porcelain foot flush toilet. Single basin lavatory. We do have the medicine cabinet built in. And this one even has some nifty little cubbies to roll up some washcloths and towels. Plenty of storage below here as well. And then entering the main bedroom here, again, to keep from having swinging doors where it just takes up space, they've put this one on a slider as well. Your secondary air conditioner is just above our heads. This is a 13,500 BTU air conditioner, so you've got 28,500 BTUs of cooling on the Avalanche. King bed again, looks like somebody's been in here today. It's been a busy day on the lot. King bed, reading lights, storage underneath. Those struts do all the work. I just gave it a little nudge to get it up there. One of the things that Alpine has that they went ahead and brought right on into the Avalanche, again, we're talking about feeding an Army. You also have to clothe an Army, and when you do that, you have to do their laundry. So no need to pile all that up on a long week's vacation. You can do the laundry as you go. You do have space here for a combo unit as is, or if you'd like to remove this upper shelf, you can take that out. We can put in a stackable 2-piece washer and dryer. You're all prepped and ready for a 32-inch TV to go up here. That is obviously an option if you would like to add that. Quick and easy. And up there we've got the cable connections, power, and that Whisper Quiet AC system. Mom and Dad's wardrobe have a little more space up here. We've got a rod that hangs from the side over here all the way across to the opposite side. We have the mirrored sliding doors to give that nice illusion of plenty of space. A lot of times we worry when we're in these master bedrooms about floor space, and if we go to that king bed, well, we're going to lose out on nightstands. One quick little thing to point out is we have nightstands on both sides of the bed here. Just a little place for a guy like me to put his glasses. You can put your cell phone there, and there's even a little pocket down below where you can put the remote control of the TV. I think that's going to cover us inside this Avalanche. Hope y'all are enjoying these tours. It's a lot of fun doing this, but I feel a little awkward because I'm just talking to you and you're not talking back. All right, so we're kind of wrapping things up here on the Avalanche. As we discussed on the Alpine, we do have the Road Armor Revolution pin box up here that's going to give that cushion that we talked about, just like on the Alpine. Plenty of storage up front, painted front cap, so no worries about fading there. And one last question I actually get a lot of on Keystone products is, why do they always put this little mirror here? It's kind of weird. It's like, yeah, but it's very functional. So when you're backing up the truck, nobody can ever see down here at the fifth wheel hitch and at the kingpin. As you're backing up, you'll actually see the bed of the truck coming into range there, and you can see if you're pulling in straight. So that's actually the purpose of that. They put it on a lot of Keystone products, and it's actually very functional. Barry.
Hey, hey.
I feel like I've spoken all the words I can speak for the last 30 minutes.
Well, let's change it up a little bit. Let's take a look at a travel trailer that is just as cool as Jonathan's fifth wheels. It's the Rockwood 8324 SB. This travel trailer is maxed out with options. It has all kinds of cool things on it that, like I say, compare to some of the higher end fifth wheels that are on the market today. This is it. One of the first things I notice when I walk up on this is this solid front cap. I love that. The automotive grade windshield that's up front all looks super smooth. Also notice, this has slide toppers already installed from the factory. Pretty slick. Not to mention, like the fifth wheels, this has a full auto leveling system. So, pop open this panel, and at the touch of a button, this thing can level itself. Pretty slick. Pushing back, I have the awning kind of out right now as far as I could get it, but what I wanted to notice about the awning is this right here. You hear that? That's solid. That's an awning cover. So when the awning is completely rolled up, it's protected from the elements and anything that may drag across it. Also outside, you notice that we have solid step entry. And instead of a typical outdoor kitchen, we have this rail system that's here. There's power, cable out, and gas out all in the same place. We have our outside speakers, an outside TV mount, and best of all, this comes with a griddle and table setup that hook right into this rail system. Super easy. You're cooking outside or you have your prep out here. It's lots of really cool stuff. On the very back of it, notice that we do have a 2-inch receiver hitch down low. Now that's going to be good for hauling a bicycle rack, hauling a cargo rack, things of that nature. Let's pop up in and check out the inside. All right, so one of the things that sets this one apart, in my opinion, is this front living room. It has opposing slides, so you have this huge floor space down low, and the TV is on a televator, so it rolls up from behind our fireplace. If it goes down, it reveals that big front window that we saw out there. This room is multifunctional in the sense that both of these couches can convert to beds. They both pull out. They're tri-fold sofas, not jackknives, so you can sleep 2 adults on each one. That's pretty slick. Making this camper have the ability to host up to 6 is actually really cool, considering it's really developed with couples in mind. As we push into the kitchen, we notice we have a LG residential refrigerator. That's awesome. Loads of space for storage. Magic Chef microwave up top. 3-burner stovetop with glass over it to help prep if you need the space, and an oven down below that. Our solid surface countertops host a sink. That's a nice large stainless steel dual basin sink. I love that they give us these little strainers here so that you can use more counter space or let dishes dry. Again, plenty of storage in here. The booth style high dinette is kind of slick. They've actually put some extra storage up under this box here that's accessible from the outside. Also, being up high like this, it lets whoever's dining see over the living room and to the TV. Pretty cool. Another thing that I really like about this, I didn't mention it outside, but all of the windows are frameless, and we have MCD roller shades, both day and night. They're super easy to operate. You give it a tug, they go up and down just with a slight pull and release. Those MCD shades will black out the light. Pushing back into the bedroom, what we'll see as we pass through the hallway here is our bathroom, which is nice and spacious. Now there's some cool tricks in this bathroom that Rockwood is doing that I haven't seen anywhere else in the industry. The first thing I want to point out is this water saving system right here. That little blue bar is pretty special. What that does, let me see if I can get this right. I'm going to try to remember it off the top of my head here. But if you're boondocking and you don't want to waste water, that's your most valuable thing when you're boondocking and you don't have a water hookup. To get hot water in here, you have to turn it on and wait for the hot water while it's all draining into your gray tank. You're losing lots of valuable water. With this, we simply flip this 90-degree valve, and what it does is it cycles the hot water through the system without coming out of the head until this little blue thing changes colors. When it does, you know hot water's at the spigot. So then you flip the 90-degree valve back and you're showering hot instantaneously. This bathroom also hosts all sorts of great storage. The bedroom features a king bed on a slide. Pretty slick. There is storage up underneath the bed, a fair amount of it, and you can see that there's drawers that come out as well. And the first time I saw this bedroom design, I was a little perplexed by how they'd set it up. You have the dresser drawers down low and this big overhanging closet cabinet. I thought to myself, well, that's really awkward, but then I figured out what it was for. It's not just so that the bed has a place to go when the slide comes in, but what they've done is given us a place to hook up a combo washer-dryer unit. Not many travel trailers feature a spot for a washer-dryer, and it really opens that closet up to give it depth and give you lots of storage space for shoes, shirts, jackets, whatever else you want to hang up in there. Pretty slick indeed. Let's wander back up here. Guys, this Rockwood, one last thing I want to say about it is that it does have 2 air conditioners up top, and it has this nice curved radius ceiling. I like the radius ceiling because I'm 6'3", and it makes me feel like I have a lot of space up above my head. As I was saying, this thing is very much like a luxury unit, very similar to a lot of our fifth wheels, only in a travel trailer layout. We're going to check out some more RVs, but first, let's take a quick look at our list of where we're at and where we're going, and then we're going to transition right back to Jonathan.
Thanks, Barry. All right, what we have next is the CrossRoads Zinger Lite 18RB. This is a single axle travel trailer. We've got a few different models of this available and more coming in. So if you don't like this particular floor plan, but you need something small and light, by all means contact us. Ask below what we've got coming in. We'll chime in and let you know. But let's go through this model first. So the Zinger is a product that's been here on the lot longer than I have. I've been here almost 10 years now, and I'm actually quite proud that we've had that relationship with CrossRoads and the Zinger line for that long. To me, it's one of those where RV brands tend to come and go in some dealerships, but CrossRoads Zinger has been one of those constants. There's been 3 brands that have been constant for us for the past 12 to 15 years, and Zinger is one of them. And ultimately, that just stands to tell you exactly what our customers think of it and what our service department thinks of it, what our sales crew thinks of it. This isn't something that we just sell them because they make money. If we weren't selling a quality product, our customers wouldn't keep coming back looking for them. So this is a great starting point. If you've got a vehicle that can tow, say, 4,000 or 5,000 pounds, a single axle is where you want to be. So this particular Zinger 18RB, couple of features to point out real quick. Here at the dealership, we are going to fill your LP tanks. So whether you buy a new or a used RV, your propane tanks are filled. We're going to do that partially because in our PDI process, the pre-delivery inspection, we need to test the propane lines and make sure that we have no leaks with that. So filling this propane tank is free of charge to you. We're not going to charge you for that. That's included. There's a lot of dealerships that will. That's going to be included. We're also going to put a battery in a battery box on the tongue here. There's a slot to put it down there. It is a Group 24 battery that we're going to put on here in the plastic box. It's going to be kind of sealed away from the weather. Be good to go. So as you see, this model weighs 3,300 pounds. Again, if you can tow 4,000 pounds, 4,500 pounds, this is going to be great for you. This model on the front here, we've got some great storage. You'll notice how wide this storage compartment is and how deep. You get a great shot of it up there. So a lot of times these storage compartment doors on these less expensive units, they're going to try and skimp and save $1 or $2 where they can. They're going to put this tiny little door on here. Zinger didn't do that. They give you a nice wide storage compartment door there. You've got plenty of space. That's going to be great for getting those outdoor items in and out. Your easy up, if you throw one of those up, your folding chairs for outside, that's all going to get in and out of there quick and easy. Power awning still. Again, just because it's a less expensive unit, a smaller unit, doesn't mean that you're going to have to give up some of these features and benefits. So power awning, LED light strip, it's all below there. Sorry for the background noise, y'all. Hopefully y'all can hear me well. Down here at the door, we've got a place for the dog leash. So if you need to take your shoes on or off coming in or out, you can put the dog leash there. It is a bottle opener as well. So while you're camping, have a nice cold one. Your water fill is here. TV hookup from the antenna on the roof is here. And of course your power outlet as well. Now, while we're standing here at the axle, one thing to point out on these Zinger Lite single axles, they're not going to skimp on the axle. A lot of brands are going to put anywhere from say a 2,000 to a 3,500 pound axle on there. These Zingers, they put a 4,000 pound axle what that does is it's not going to handcuff you with what you can carry. You know, again, this unit's 3,300 pounds. GVWR is probably somewhere along the bottom of the screen at this point in time, but probably in that 4,200, a little more clatter there, hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully in that 4,200 to 4,300 pound range because of that 4,000 pound axle. So you've got plenty of space. Now we've got sirens, y'all. Sorry about it. This is, I guess, what live TV is about. So that heavier axle on there is going to do a great job. And again, it's not going to limit what you can carry in this RV. Let's step inside. Hopefully we can shut the door behind us as you come in so that we can have a little bit more hearing while we're in here. Okay, so again, this is the 18 RB. So 18-foot rear bath model. We'll get to the bathroom shortly. This is what I would refer to as a cozy RV. It's not tiny. So you'll see the walls that are beside me here. I'm sure you can see both sides. This is an 8-foot wide camper still. So I'm not touching both walls. I don't feel claustrophobic in here. Again, I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headspace up here. I can walk around, not bump my head. A lot of times on these low profile units, you'll hit your head on the air conditioner or on a light fixture. Not gonna do that. Speaking of air conditioners, this does have the upgraded 13,500 BTU air conditioner. That is a standard RV air conditioner, despite the fact that we're in a small camper. That's going to give you plenty of cooling power. You can keep it nice and chilly in here if you want. You don't have to worry. There's a lot of campers that are going to put just a tiny little window unit in a camper of this size. And here in Georgia, and even as you go down into Florida, air conditioning is vital. Quick personal story. I was camping in Florida with a little bit of an undersized air conditioner. Actually, it was only slightly larger than this, despite the fact that the camper was nearly twice as long. And needless to say, it was a little warm. So I know that this air conditioner will keep up for you in that hot climate. So the 18 RB floor plan is pretty typical. You've got your master bedroom up front. It is all one big open space. There's no need to put walls in something like this except for in our bathroom. So you've got the bed up front. I'm going to slide right by the camera here. We've got storage underneath the bed. Again, strut assist, so they're not skimping on quality here. They're going to go ahead and hold that up so that you don't have any worries of it falling down while you're trying to get things in and out of there. So we've got wardrobes on both sides, got a nice hanging rod in there. So again, just because you're camping in a small camper doesn't mean you can't have some nice clothes with you at the same time. Again, another way that a lot of brands are going to save dollars is going to be to limit the number of outlets that they put in their camper. Zinger didn't do that. It's a Zinger Lite, but it's not light on features. We've got a 110 outlet over here on this side of the bed, another one on the opposite side. So you and mom both get your own power outlet to charge your phone. You're not having to fumble over each other to, you know, pick it up when it goes off while it's charging in the middle of the night. We do have another outlet here in the kitchen area. You've got some good counter space. So again, some space for coffee maker, that sort of thing. Everybody's got to have the Keurig when whether they're camping or not. We've got some overhead storage. Nice little sink here. It's on the gooseneck faucet, which is going to be great so that you can still get in there. Even though it's a small basin, you don't feel like you're having to wash your hands down in the sink bowl and get your hands all dirty in there. 2-eye stove, propane stove, just like the big boys have. Your microwave is up top here. And then I'm going to trade places with you once more. Again, one more way that Zinger Lite is heavy on features is they're putting the same 10 cubic foot refrigerator in this. I can't even get out of your way for you to see it all. They're putting the same 10 cube refrigerator in this that they put in the big Zingers. And this is actually the 12 volt model. So this is run by the DC battery, again, that we put on the tongue free of charge. And this cools down super fast. I've been told it cools down in about an hour. For any of you that are experienced RVers and you're used to running a gas electric refrigerator, typically the number is like 12 to 24 hours. So these are extremely efficient with what they do. And you get a lot more space. So this takes up the same cabinet space as a traditional 6 cubic foot, but you have 10 cubic feet of interior space here. So great feature. on a small model like this. Space to put a TV over here behind the booth dinette. Your connections are up high. A little bit of overhead cabinetry. Our interior lights are LED, so they're not going to be putting out heat. Your dinette here, pardon me, you got a big picture window right next to it, so that overlooks your patio side of the RV. You can keep an eye on the kids playing around as you're in here preparing food, that sort of thing. This does make down into a bed, so this one does sleep 3. We do have a vent overhead here. It is a powered vent, so that will blow air out. Again, one of the neat little features, this one has a pocket door, so it's not taking up additional space swinging into the aisleway. So these pocket doors are really efficient use of space. In the bathroom back here, we've got, this one is the shower with the tub. And this is when I really start showing off my height. I did step up into the tub, but again, being 6 feet, but having the extra height inside here, yes, my head is up here, but I'm not ducking. I'm not having to squat down just to fit inside here. So I can take a shower in here and it not be a big deal. Foot flush toilet, they put it at an angle there that's convenient and easy. And there is some nice, I'm gonna open this cabinet door and then step out of y'all's way. There is some nice storage in there. Plenty of linen space, and then you've got your medicine cabinet, sink. There's a power outlet in here as well to be able to take care of normal morning duties. Now, one of the ways that this model is light is on price. So again, I'm sure they're throwing graphics up as I'm talking. Check out the sale price on that. If I'm not mistaken, this one with all available rebates, including the finance department's finance rebate, this is at $14,900. So really tough to beat something like this. Great value for your money, great first camper. All right, a little quieter, maybe things have settled. So Zinger Lite, again, is just kind of like the compact single axle version, but we have Zingers up to about 37 feet. So a lot of different Zingers to accommodate a lot of different floor plans and family sizes. The 18RB is in stock, the 18BH, which has bunk beds in it. If it's not in stock today, which those have been moving, we're gonna have more coming in. And I believe we have some 18RKs coming in soon. So by all means, keep your eye on the website. Give us a call, 770-477-0552. Let us know what your needs are, how we can help you. And Barry, I think you're ready for the next unit. What do you have for us?
Absolutely, guys. So we're gonna keep it small. We're gonna switch to a brand new product to Southern RV. It's the Rockwood GeoPro, and we've only just recently started to take delivery of some of our first units. The one we're gonna look at is the 15 TB. The TB stands for twin bed. It's called a 15 TB because it's about 15 feet long. It's pretty small, as you can see, but it's incredibly well fitted and constructed. I am really in love with these little tiny travel trailers, and they have lots and lots of cool features. Starting right here at the front cap, notice that it's molded fiberglass. And unlike some of our other single axle inventory, this has a power tongue jack, dual propane tanks, and a dual battery box. So space to put 2 batteries is already considered. On the bottom of the frame, instead of just having 2 stability jacks in the rear, this has 4. They're at all the corners. Notice that this does have a power awning, and guys, this is 6-side aluminum frame up. So underneath this fiberglass skin, we have our aluminum frame. Notice that we've got these beautiful frameless windows. And for all of the Overlander folks out there, this thing's running on AT tires. It sits up nice and high. It even has a spare on board underneath. Speaking of overland and getting out into big open spaces, This thing is almost entirely run on 12 volt. There is a huge solar panel up top. It is a 190 watt solar panel with a 1,000 watt inverter. That panel almost eats up a quarter of the roof of this little guy. Speaking of that roof, the roof does have a ladder leading up to it, and it is fully walkable. So we don't recommend spending time up there, but if you got to clean or do any repairs or things of that nature, so that's when you would head up that way. We are prepped for a backup camera. And we've got some extra storage back here as well. Now inside there right now, it's got the Rockwood griddle that attaches to the side rail, which gives you a little bit of an outside kitchen. On this far side, notice that we have an outside shower. So if you don't feel like you have enough space inside, or you need to clean up a dirty dog or bikes or something at the end of a day, that's a great spot to do it. Let's check out the inside of the GeoPro 15 TB. Oh, and while we're heading up in there, what I'd like to point out is this is a very different door handle than we see on a lot of our RVs as well. It functions by pulling to the left here, but notice it has keyless entry too. So, at 6'3", I actually have some space up over my head here. Again, as I was saying outside, they call it the TB because we essentially have two twin beds. That said, this table can drop down, these back cushions can scoot out, and we can create one giant bed surface in here. Notice that there's storage all the way around this unit. Up top, the netted storage in the back. We've even got speakers built up into the roof. And guys, this has a massive Coleman Mach air conditioner on it. In this small of a unit, that big of an AC is really going to freeze you out in the summer, which can be pretty great for a lot of cold sleepers that are here in the southeast. As I was saying, this thing is almost entirely 12 volt. We have our 12 volt refrigerator from Magic Chef. And we even have a Furrion 12 volt 22 inch LED TV with a DVD player built into it, and that comes out and it can spin around to the kitchen, back to the bed, you name it, and then it can tuck away if it needs to as well. In the very front of the unit, we have our kitchen. This is actually pretty impressive for such a small unit. This dual pane glass, it flips back here and it reveals a large Suburban 3-burner stove. Most of the time we just see a 2-burner stove in these units. And as I was saying, outside there is propane hookup, and this does come with a griddle for outside, so you can cook outside as well. For such a small unit, it does have a pretty large sink. It's stainless. And then of course they have their typical push me for power supply in the back there, and some storage all the way around it. A Magic Chef a High Point microwave down low, little bottle opener built in, and there is a bathroom on board. This is a wet bath, guys, so it's relatively small. If you were with us at the earlier Rockwood, what you might have seen is that we have a system that allows for the cycling of hot water to tell when it's hot before it goes into your gray tank. That's that little nozzle right there. That's going to let you run the hot water until it actually gets hot water up to the shower head, and then cut it on the shower head instead of wasting cold water down into your tank. So, oh, one last thing. This does have a max fan up top. This thing can cycle all kinds of air out of it. As a matter of fact, I'll bet it could fully empty the air in this room in a span of about a minute. That's how much air it can cycle in and out of the RV. So if you ever accidentally burn something, it's easy to cycle all that smoke out of here. Or if it's just a nice day and you want to open the windows and have air pumping through here, you have the ability to do that. We're going to pop back outside and check in with Jonathan, because I think what we're going to take a look at now is our first toy hauler of the live stream, the ATC Game Changer.
Right, Barry, exactly. And I'm going to be honest with you, When it comes to toy haulers, I mean, they're always fun. My family in particular loves toy haulers. They work really well for us in the way that we camp, not because we're taking along side-by-sides and that sort of thing, but because it gives us that versatile space. And I in particular love the ATC aluminum toy hauler Game Changer. Game Changer is the new name. It's the same product as before, but I love this product because of how they're built. To me, they have a refinement that almost like an aircraft would have. As the name implies, aluminum trailer company, these are aluminum trailers. So you're gonna find that there is aluminum everywhere you look. We've got an aluminum skin on the outside. We have an aluminum chassis underneath. We're gonna show you that here in just a minute as we get further forward. There's even an aluminum skin on the roof. So that aluminum skin on the roof is gonna be a surface that you don't have to clean and condition like a typical rubber roof is. But this model is the 2816, so 28 feet length on the box, 16-foot garage, plenty of space for bringing along multiple toys. This has torsion axles, so that's going to give you a smoother ride. It's an independent suspension is what that boils down to. So torsion axles, they're 6,000 pound axles on these larger models. These come all the way down to a 20-foot model. But this model 2816 is going to have a big bedroom up front, nice bathroom, and a 16-foot garage. As you'll see, it has an absolutely huge power awning on the outside here. Runs basically full length, so that's probably a 26-foot awning, 25-foot awning, because the entire length of this box is 28 feet. We have a fuel station on board, standard equipment. So as you have a golf cart or ATV that runs on gasoline, you can carry your fuel on board with you. You don't have to use messy gas cans. As we move up front here and you see the A-frame, it looks a little different. And the reason is this is all aluminum. This is box tube aluminum. It's extremely heavy duty, and I love the way they build these. You can look at them and you can just see the quality that comes from it. Anywhere they can use aluminum, they have. There's a few steel pieces on the outside. Your coupler up here is steel. Obviously you have some steel bolts and fasteners and such. Your axles are steel, but if they can find a place to substitute aluminum for steel, they've done it. That means they have built their own chassis. They didn't sub that out to a chassis manufacturer, they built it themselves. They build their own cabinets. We're gonna get to that when we get to the inside. I love how they build those. Power tongue jack is standard equipment. Twin 20-pound LP bottles, again standard. You're gonna see this aluminum tray here. This is actually prepped. You can throw cargo in there, but it's actually generator prep. You see these hoses? They've already done all the hard work. So if you wanna add a generator at any point in time, it's already ready for you. We've got access to front storage compartments here, as well as over here on the side. And even all the way down these compartment doors, ATC is building these. So ATC is a brand that you know, they don't necessarily source a bunch of finished goods and then assemble them in one box. They're actually building from, I'm not gonna say raw materials, but from sheet aluminum and then extruded aluminum. So they're really gonna just be building a lot of stuff in-house. What that means for you is they're gonna give you, honestly, the best warranty I've ever seen, specifically on a travel trailer, toy hauler. So they're gonna have a 3-year warranty on anything they build and a 5-year structural warranty on the RV itself. Another little peek of what's inside. You'll see we have the transfer switch for the generator there. Again, it's already prepped for all that. All right, so as we get back over to the entry door here, you'll see that we have the solid steps. We talked about those earlier, the aircraft style steps. It's great for grandma, grandpa, and the kids. We've got this large upper tread to where you've got a good landing spot when you first come out. Just outside the door, we have 110 volt outlets. So duplex outlet there. We have coax from the roof, so you can hook up a TV out here. And ATC is big on boondocking. I know Barry talked to you a little bit about boondocking a minute ago with the GeoPro. So they've actually installed a 12 volt round plug, like what you would find in your automobile, out here. So if you want to run a TV on 12 volts, you can do that. Here's your TV mount. And I think that very well covers the outside. Again, we talked about the aluminum chassis. As we step inside here, you're going to see that they've got a new woven, kind of like a carpet down here for the main body, kind of the living space. But then as we transition over into the garage, living room, kitchen area, you see that it's going to look a little different. So this is an extruded aluminum board, for lack of a better term. Sorry, I can't come up with a better term than that. But this floor is all put together, again, by ATC. It's welded from the bottom side. It's extremely strong and rigid. They've built it for the long haul. So when you remove as much steel as possible, you're going to remove rust. Another thing that they've done is they have removed all wood from construction. And when I say all wood, I mean 100%. They challenge you to come in here and find wood. Barry and I, when we were first looking at the product, we first received one. It's been probably 4 years ago now. I thought for sure that I was going to unzip these cushions and find wood inside the back of the cushion here. And sure enough, there's not even wood in there. So when they say there's no wood in their RV to rot, there is none. None whatsoever. So I've got it currently set up as if you were just daytime. You know, you need the dinette, you need the sofa to kind of hang out. The bed is in the up position. But what we'll do is, as we're going through, I'm going to fold some of this up, show you how it sleeps for nighttime, and show you how it all stores so that you know, when you need to bring your ATVs and that sort of thing in here, you can. Again, this is a 16-foot garage, so from behind me all the way up to behind you is 16 feet. You've got a width between the counter to the wall there, wide enough to fit virtually any side-by-side on the market. So you could even pull in a big four-wheeler up front, nice quad, a side-by-side behind it, and maybe even a kid's quad back here, or a dirt bike. Motorcycles, I mean, again, easily, you can fit 3 or 4 motorcycles in here, full dressers if you need to do that. There's the space for it. So one thing that is behind me here is their new patio railing system. So, pardon me, this railing system is aluminum. When you drop this ramp door, it's going to convert into a patio like what you're accustomed to for most toy haulers. One of the unique things about this one, it actually goes up higher than what you can see behind this Happy Jack bed lift system. This one has the canvas rear insert, and this is a 90 by 96 opening for this back door. Now, that's going to mean a lot when we talk about some of these lifted and wider vehicles. Having an opening 96 inches tall and 90 inches wide, you can really fit almost anything in here. If you need one of these as a car hauler, if you got a race car that you need to take to the track, the 28, can't remember the number right now, but there's a 28 foot that's similar to this, but instead of the bedroom that we're going to make our way up to soon, it actually just is a big open garage with a bathroom up front. And that model, you can haul a race car. We had a customer come in, special order one. He hauled a Corvette that was a track car, and it was perfect. So you can really fit full-size automobiles in here without much difficulty. ATC does have a line of fifth wheels as well. And there's actually 2 separate product lines on travel trailers and fifth wheels. In the travel trailers, you've got the Game Changer, which is what we're in. You also have the Game Changer Pro. The Pro series is going to basically give you some upgrades. It's your deluxe package, your platinum. You're going to get to choose more options like your cabinet colors, your exterior color, even your furniture is reconfigurable on those models. And we've got a airline track system on that for tie downs. This one has the D-rings that are mounted in the floor. So there's, I don't know, 8 or 10 D-rings throughout. So plenty of tie down points on this model. Roller shades throughout, and one of the things that I mentioned before was their cabinetry. So ATC actually builds all their own cabinetry. Overhead, even these drawers and such, ATC has built these. And again, you'll see that this is all aluminum and it's heavy duty. So again, it just reminds me of that airplane feel, the way everything kind of flows, the high gloss of the cabinetry. I really feel like it's just like a really well-built vehicle, and it's certainly going to be around for generations to come because there's nothing to rot and rust. So as we discussed, we currently have a sofa back here and a dinette. All that can fold up flat against the wall. So daytime, how we are now. When it comes time for nighttime, this will actually sleep 2, 4, 6 with ease, maybe even 7. And I know what you're thinking, Jonathan, you forgot how to do math. There's no way this thing's gonna sleep 6 to 7 people. It actually will. So we basically have a twin bed there with the sofa. This solid surface counter is on a strut. You'll notice how easy it is to get this up. Holds itself up as well. These, much like a Jeep back seat, are gonna kind of fold and tumble. Into another twin bed, so 1, 2. We'll lower this Happy Jack bed lift system down. This is on an electric lift. I'm sure you've seen this before if you've walked in any other toy haulers, but it just takes the flip of a switch. This comes right on down. You can stop it in between, but ultimately you want to have space for the bunk above as well as the bunk below. While this is coming down, I will mention that the lights that are in here are on dimmers, so we can actually dim these down. Come on. There we go. The ones in the back dim down. We can dim these here in the kitchen as well. So nighttime, you don't have to have it absolutely bright as can be. And going back up. So now we currently have bed space back here for 4, maybe even 5, depending on the size of your family. We've got a full bedroom up front with a queen bed that's going to hold 2 more. So again, 6 with ease. There are a couple of little latch points here for a ladder that's included. It's just in storage up under the front bed at the moment. So again, you see how quick it was for me by myself to convert all this space to sleeping quarters. So, you know, if you got a family of 5 or 6 and, you know, you want to go out and ride side-by-sides and quads and dirt bikes, and a traditional big 5th wheel is just not working for you, maybe you don't have the vehicle to pull all that. This weighs in at about 7,000 pounds, a little over, and it has a gross vehicle weight rating of about 13,000 pounds, again, a little over. So you've got about 6,000 pounds of carrying capacity. You can go to a big triple axle toy hauler 5th wheel and still not have 6,000 pounds worth of carrying capacity. And the way they're able to do that is because of what they build with. You know, they're building out of aluminum, so it's going to give them the strength and the lack of weight that you're looking for to be able to haul plenty. So, as we discussed, we're going to move now into more of a toy hauler mode. I'm just going to put this dinette up so that you can get a sneak peek. The sofa in the back works the same way. That goes like so. Thank you. So these just latch on. And you see they only take up about 6 inches of space against the wall there. So you've got all this clearance to get in here with 4-wheelers side by side, whatever big item you may have. A couple other features, we haven't hit the kitchen yet. 2-burner stove, you know, typical 2-burner propane stove. Convection microwave. So again, we talked about convection earlier, or if you're just joining us, this microwave, you can go ahead and bake something in there. So you want some good baked mac and cheese, you can do that in here, even though we don't have an oven. So it's not a problem. We've got sink covers that move to reveal a big single basin sink. And then the refrigerator on this model is going back to the 12 volt, 10 cubic foot, just like what we had in the Zinger Lite. So again, plenty of interior space without taking up a big cabinet space. A lot of advantage with these 12-volt refrigerators. Plenty of drawers underneath, as well as cabinets down below, cabinets above, and cabinets up over our dinette here. As we were talking about earlier with the Game Changer Pro, you can change these cabinet colors. If I'm not mistaken, there are 10 cabinet color choices on the Pro. There are 8 exterior metal choices, ranging from your typical black and white to yellows and reds and orange and blues. There's all kinds of things in between. So ATC Game Changer Pro really goes the extra mile, and they're letting you really customize things. All right. Moving into the bathroom here. ATC has really done a good job keeping it to where it's not too compact in here. They've made good use of the space. So the shower is a nice size shower, but one of the things that I like is they install this swivel rod. So it gives you that elbow space to be able to move around in here, do what you need to do. Your toilet, foot flush porcelain toilet. Single basin sink. We've got a mirror, some great counter space, and they've put cabinets overhead and down below. So anywhere they can put in a little more storage, they go ahead and do it. Just like before, the overhead light is on a dimmer. We have a max air fan to be able to pull out the moisture from in here. That's on a remote control over here on the side. All right. Now, not all ATCs have this, but this is a front bedroom model. So this has a traditional RV front bedroom. We've got a residential queen-size bed, some great storage cabinets here on both sides. You see we've got some shelves in this model. Solid surface countertops, those same drawers we looked at before. You've got a 110 outlet as well as USB charging ports on the side over there. Overhead reading lights, more overhead cabinets. This that you see rolled up here, this is actually some additional carpet. It's that vinyl woven. It actually reminds me a lot of like a really nice pontoon boat carpet. That's a tongue twister, at least for me. But that can go back into your kitchen area to give you that soft feeling underfoot again. It is a padded carpet, so it feels really nice when you're walking around barefoot. We have storage underneath. And then one more thing, I want to swing around this way. You have a great wardrobe space here. Hanging rod up top. So again, anywhere they can add in some additional storage, they do so. This model is standard with 2 air conditioners. It does vary by model. The short ones are going to come with 1. The larger ones like this are going to come with 2. When we get into those fifth wheels that are 32, 36, 40, and even 45 feet in length, so yes, we can accommodate even as much as a big rock crawler Jeep. When we get to those sizes, they're going to do as many as 3 ACs. So I think that about wraps it up for the ATC. If you have any questions, comment below. We'll be happy to answer those for you. And now it's time to go back across to Barry. Barry, over to you.
Guys, that ATC Game Changer is an awesome toy hauler. But right now, we're gonna check out the 343 VIB from Venture. This is a Venture SportTrek, and man, it is cool. Check out this B-roll we put together real quick, and then we'll jump into it. So the 343 VIB is a bunkhouse travel trailer. It's by Venture. It's a SportTrek edition. This thing has loads of features on the outside, but it's also got a lot of really great features inside as well. Let's hop up in there and check it out. So style-wise, when I hop up in here, the first thing I notice is that we have opposing slides. That means we've got a slide that contains our sofa and our dinette. That's across from a slide that contains our entertainment center and kitchen. All of this allows for loads and loads of floor space in this great center island that we've got right here. This is a solid surface countertop, and we've got sink covers just to extend that countertop and give us lots of space to work. There's the typical 3-burner stove that we see in a lot of RVs with the oven down below, microwave up top. And guys, there is a ton of storage in here, from cabinets up above, down below. This thing even has a pantry with adjustable shelving, which is pretty slick. Next to that, you notice we have our entertainment center. The TV is on a swivel, so it'll come out. There's more storage around it. And then down low, we have a fireplace that's going to put off a nice amount of electric heat in the winter. That helps offset your propane cost. As I was saying, this is a bunkhouse, and really, in my opinion, the crown jewel of this thing is the bunk room that we've got right here for a few different reasons. Let's get into that and kind of show you what we've got going on back here, because it's pretty slick. So this can be set up a few different ways. Notice first off that we can have 4 twin bed bunks. So 4 people can be sleeping back here very easily. If you have somebody that's slightly claustrophobic, it's easy to raise this up and pinch it off to the side like so that it stays up. But even more so, if we pulled this off and slide it to one side and then introduce a folding chair, now we have a desk to work at. How cool is that? So whether you're an office worker that's on the road or you just need a personal crafting station, whatever, this is plenty of room to do that. But that said, let's say you have a dog who has a dog crate or a small child with a pack and play. All of this can lift up, and now you've got space on the floor for a pack and play or a dog crate or something of that nature. Pretty slick. That said though, we can take this and completely reconfigure it. Let me slide this chair out of the way real quick. One last setting that we can do is drop that down, drop this guy down, and I'm going to pull this mattress pad down and over, and what's hidden away are these slats. These slats go in between each of the beds, and what that's going to allow us to do, and there's one more of these, but for the sake of demonstration I'm not going to pull it out and go all the way down, because I think you guys are starting to get the idea, is that we can pull this out, and now we have a king bed with 2 twins above it. So even if you're hosting a couple of adults and a couple of kids, it's great because it's a great place for everybody to sleep over. As I was saying, this has 2 great bedrooms. The one up front is pretty cool in its own right. As we head up there, we come across a couple of things. So in our hall here, we have a solar Go Power control center. This does have a panel on the roof and an inverter on board. So it's going to keep your battery and your 12-volt system topped off. Our control panel is pretty slick. It allows us to control all of our slides, awnings, and all that stuff, as well as monitor tanks and battery levels. Our bathroom, pretty standard, but yet spacious. And then heading into the bedroom, what I really like here is that this bed is on an east-west slide. So what that means is that the bed's poking out, it's not in the front. That lets us walk all the way around the bed. It gives us this great storage up and over, and this nice sitting area under the window that's in the front cap. Pretty slick. This is a great place to get up and down, get your shoes on in the morning. Across from the bed, we have a fireplace, another heat source, lots and lots of storage. Again, storage is the name of the game. We've got closets on the side and storage points up high. If we'll swap places here, we'll see even more of it. So this closet is actually equipped not only to be a closet, but to host a combo unit washer dryer so that you can get some laundry done when you're out on the road. That's pretty slick if you ask me. Let's walk to the outside and check out some of the things that are going on out there. So this is equipped with 2 awnings. They run almost the length of the coach. They're power awnings. Notice that we have frameless windows. All of our latches are slam latches with magnetic catches. We have pass-through storage here. Our jacks are BAL electric jacks. They're individually controlled, nice and sturdy. We have the More Ride step above stair system. And guys, this is the newest version of it, so this is pretty easy to operate. In the back, because this was a bunkhouse, again, all magnetic catches. So you just push it up and it catches into place. Hiding under one of those bunks is this great outside kitchen. So in addition to having a small refrigerator, we have a 2-burner stove and a sink out here. A little bit of storage there as well. This does have a ladder to a fully walkable roof, and they've given us an accessory hitch on here as well. That's going to be rated to, I think it's either 250 or 300 pounds. The idea there is that we can hook up a bike rack or a cargo rack or something of that nature to that 2-inch receiver hitch. There's an outdoor shower on the back side. And these fiberglass sidewalls are nice and clean. They're a nice bright white, so if you have a white truck, it's going to match it just fine. There's a little bit of extra storage on the slide tucked up under the bed there. Access to our other pass-through storage. And guys, the front cap on this is a full molded fiberglass front cap with an automotive grade windshield up there. They've gotten 2 nice big LP tanks, a power front tongue jack, and our battery box sandwiched in underneath it. There is a battery cutoff switch for it as well. So this is a big heavy bunkhouse. Why don't we take a look at something a little bit lighter? We're going to check out the Sunset Trail 289 QB. Here's some cool little quick footage that we put together of it. Let's check that out. So the 289 QB is from Sunset Trail. That's a division of CrossRoads. They do other great brands like our #1 seller Zinger and our, we've got, Volante as well. Had a little bit of a brain squeeze there. Cool thing about Sunset Trail, much like the SportTrek, fiberglass sidewalls, aluminum superstructure. Let's climb up in there and check it out. As I was saying, this one's going to be smaller and lighter weight, mostly because on this one, we only have the 1 slide. That one that we just came out of, the SportTrek, had 3 slides. This one just has the 1. So, it's right here. It's going to host our dinette and our sofa, both of which can convert to beds in this unit. That's going to be sitting across from our kitchen. Notice that we still have solid surface countertops, the 3-burner stove that we so standardly see, microwave, there's sink covers for extending those countertops. This is a Norcold fridge, but it's still going to be that 12-volt style fridge that we've seen before. Pretty slick. Pushing to the back, we have the bathroom. Got some storage high and low. And our bunk room. And I'll hold this door open for you here. Our bunk room consists of some wider bunks on this side, both high and low. Now these are fixed, they don't move. There's some storage down below it, as well as some storage behind me in these closets that we see here. It's got some nice shelving inside. And then on this side, we have a table and chair, and this can convert to a bed the way many dinettes do. We just pull the table off the legs, drop it down, and scoot the pads out. And then we have a secondary bed, there we go, up here that lowers out. So sleeping 4 back here is really pretty easy to do. You could also pull that table out, and if you have a small dog, there's space for a crate there as well. They do think of things like pantry and or extra closet space. All of these shelves are removable, and there's a hanging bar up top. As I was saying earlier, both the dinette and the sofa in this model convert into beds. So technically you could have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 people in here. That'd be a little crowded for my taste, but it's possible. The sofa sits across from the entertainment center, a nice large space to sit a flat screen TV. Our control center is right here. Immediately when you walk through the door, it's accessible. There's some storage down below it. And then if we check out back this way, this is our primary bedroom. So the bedroom hosts a king bed, which is pretty cool for this size of travel trailer. We've got closets left and right of it, as well as storage up above. And something that's a little harder to see is if we close the doors, you see we've got yet another TV mounting location. So there is a possibility of having a TV in here and checking that out as you lay in bed at the end of the day. I also noticed that they've got this cool blue LED mood lighting that can be switched on and off as well, and power over in the corners. Let's check out the outside. So lots of standard stuff here. Slam latches with magnetic catches, opening to a nice big pass-through storage. We've got electric jacks that operate at the touch of a button, pretty easy to work with. Our solid step entry, that's something we're seeing on a lot of units. They've gone and given us this cool little, it's a pet catch as well as a bottle opener. Oh, TV hookups on the outside. This does have a power awning up high with LED lights and speakers. So this too has the outside kitchen. This has a great big Capital grill on board, as well as our hot point refrigerator and some excess storage there. That's kind of slick. Pushing around to the back, you see we've got our spare tire and a ladder up to our walkable roof. This is pre-wired for a backup camera. And you can see this side hosts the slide, which is a cable drive system. And then pushing all the way up to the front, we're back around to that pass-through front storage. And one thing Sunset Trail does that's a little different than our other travel trailers is they put the connection center inside where we can bring everything up through the bottom, and then we can shut and lock this door so nobody can mess with any of your water connections or any of that stuff. This does have a molded front cap as well as a power tongue jack and spots for the battery. It's got a battery cutoff switch, and this is wired up to add a solar panel for a trickle charge to it. Guys, we're going to take a quick little break and we're going to give you some more pre-recorded footage. We're going to check out the full house LX 455 toy hauler It's a great little piece of footage that we put together already for you. Check that out and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Southern RV TV. I'm your host Barry, and I'm super excited to have you guys here with me today because we have a rarity. Behind me is the 2021 DRV Luxury Suites Full House LX 455 toy haulers. This is one of the biggest toy haulers they make. It's got a 12-foot garage, all sorts of residential amenities, and just some quick stats here. It's a 24,000 pound GVWR, so it is a beast of an RV. Also, it has a 100-gallon freshwater storage tank. It has a 75-gallon gray water tank and a 50-gallon black water tank. There's a generator on board and a refuel station, so this thing is fully self-contained so that you can be out and about for days on end without having to come back to civilization. Let's check this thing out.
I'm gonna paint myself in blue. I'm gonna start myself anew. I'm gonna howl at the moon because I'm free. Because I'm free. Because I'm free. I'm alive.
All right, so coming up through the main entry of the LX 455, we come into this combined space. It's a living room and kitchen, and it is massive for a toy hauler. So pushing into the kitchen area, the first thing I notice when I come through the door is this huge residential refrigerator. This does have water on board, so there's a water filtration / water fill port inside, which is pretty slick. The kitchen itself is equipped with these very nice solid surface countertops, a great tile backsplash that we see here, and in the center island we have a large dual basin stainless steel sink. This covered up by these solid surface counter covers, so that's again going to give us loads and loads of prep space, more so than your average toy hauler has. There's also tons and tons of storage on board this, including some hidden storage up and around the fridge. We notice that we have these panels on either side. Those open up and reveal shelving throughout. So that's just a small portion of the storage that we have on board. Notice we have cabinets up above. All of our drawers here are soft close. So when we open and close them, they have a nice strong feel to them. We get them close and they do the rest of their work on their own. This pantry space that we see here is equipped with adjustable shelving. So you can set this up to your liking, add or remove shelves. They've given us this great coffee station with a power port in the back so that you can roll it out and get to your Mr. Coffee or your Keurig in the morning with ease. Again, tons of drawers down below. Even more pantry storage behind our entertainment center. Up above, you'll see that this is an extension of the entertainment center in a sense as well, given that we've got our JBL subwoofer, a Sony Blu-ray player, and some other extensions of that entertainment center available to get to and wire up other pieces of technology. Looking at the entertainment center, we have this really large LG smart TV. I like this. It's a beautiful TV. It has all sorts of wonderful features and options. Below it, there's a JBL soundbar. And even further below that, we have a massive 47-inch electric fireplace. This is loaded with goodies and options too. It does put out heat electrically, and it has tons of color palettes to choose from. Across from the entertainment center, we have our sofa. This sofa can seat 4 easily, and every seat has a recliner. So it doesn't matter if you're sitting in the middle or on the end, you can recline in this sofa. Up above it, we have more overhead cabinetry. One thing I didn't mention earlier is that all of this is solid hardwood. So not only is it beautiful, but it's functional and it's built to last. Below that, we notice that in our large atrium windows that we see here, which by the way, these are insulated windows, we have MCD roller shades. So we have both day shades and night blackout shades. That's pretty slick. All you have to do is give them a little tug and they roll right up. That's very, very nice. Pushing up towards the front of the coach by the entry, going full circle in this room. As soon as you come through the door, we have this very big closet. Now, this closet is set up to either host coats, you could put a trash can in there as we see now, or this is set up to accommodate a full-size stackable washer dryer. I really love this because it makes it very easy to access, get your clothes in and out, and it's down on the main floor. So maintenance is simple, installation is simple, and getting your clothes in and out is simple too. Right around the corner from that, we have our main control panel. This control panel has our zoned heating and air. It's going to have our Magnum system, which is going to monitor our 12 volt. It's going to have our generator, start, stop, as well as all of our slide systems, our max fan control, and some other lighting controls on board as well. Down below it, we have all of our fuse panels and breaker boxes. Guys, down below that, one of the things that I didn't mention earlier is that we're standing on an incredible floor system. So I've got a sample here. This is pretty slick. What we have is a 3-inch floor with screwed and glued aluminum construction with a 5/8 inch tongue and groove plywood topper on it. It also has a wool insulation. So between all of that, it's quiet, it's warm because of the R value, and it's incredibly sturdy. It's an amazing construction that we have here. Let's step up onto the higher platform and check out the bathroom and the bedroom. Thanks to the massive front cap on the DRV, we end up with this huge bedroom closet. Now this is cedar lined. That's real cedar that's back there. And as you guys saw, I stepped out of it. So there's plenty of room for hanging clothes, stashing shoes, maybe even putting in some totes across the bottom to stay organized. In addition to all that, they've given us some drawers over here as well, just to put in some extra accessories. To my left and across from the bed, we have an LG entertainment system here with a JBL soundbar below and a cabinet with a Sony Blu-ray player with enough space left over to probably add a couple of more pieces of entertainment technology to your system. The bed itself is a king-size bed. It has the overhead cabinetry up above, dimmable switches for the lights all around it. They've even added in some nice little storage spots in the terms of a small nightstand. And down below that, we have storage as well on both sides of the bed. There are opposing slides in this bedroom. The vanity is on a slide itself with this nice little chest of drawers that's down below. Again, those are soft clothes like we've seen in the kitchen. Under our bed, we have even more storage. It's strut assisted. Right now there's a couple of spare chairs hiding down there. It's very easy to access. And pushing from the bedroom out onto the ladder portion of the deck, what we find is that we're in our pass-through bathroom. This pass-through bathroom is massive. It has lots of space, and that's thanks to not having a hall on one side or the other of it. This shower is a full fiberglass enclosure. We have a seat down low, which is nice for really relaxing at the end of the day. Or my wife would tell you, it's nice to have a spot to sit down and shave your legs. The sink and the medicine cabinet that are above it are generous in terms of their spacing. The sink itself is not undermounted, so it's a smooth finish all the way around, which makes it very easy to clean. It has these beautiful residential faucets as well. Up above, we have some excess storage in terms of our medicine cabinet. And this door that I've got right here is going to lead into our bathroom. Notice that we have storage up high, and we have a Tecma Thetford porcelain toilet. Now that's not your typical foot flush toilet. That has a high and a low flush option. So you can be water conservative, or you can really flush it down. Guys, let's go check out the garage. Coming out of the living room and into the garage, we step into this very manly space. We have these metal cabinets up top for storage, very garage-like. Another LG TV, smart TV, a Pioneer sound system back here that's connected to it with speakers in the ceiling. There's even a half bath back here, guys, with another one of those Tecma Thetford porcelain toilets with the low flush option. There's cabinet storage up above and a small sink in there as well. Guys, the floor of this garage has a very grippy diamond plate tread and 11 over-engineered tie-down points. We've even got metal diamond tread running up the corners and across the base for pulling your toys in and out and not worrying about encountering those walls with a little bit of tire scuff. This whole unit has zoned heating and air. There are 3 air conditioners on board, and we can have our garage zoned at a different temp than our living room and our bedroom. Now right now we have this garage set up very much in pull your toy in mode. So what we want to do is go through a few different configurations in here, show you that you can rearrange it a couple different ways, and we'll take a look at some of those right now. In this garage configuration, all we've done is taken our sofas and gone from having them hanging flat against the wall to straight up above us at ceiling height. Now I'm 6'3" and can walk under these with ease, so there's plenty of space this way. However, if your toy was taller than this, these sofas can be removed. They just give us extra width in setting it up this way. Let's take a look at it in the bunk configuration. So here in the bunk mode, what we've done is lower out each of the beds as far as they'll go. And by beds, I also mean the 2 couches that form this big bed here by simply rolling the couch back forward to meet the other. So what we end up with is essentially 2 queen beds. So 1 down low and 1 up high. The top one is more of a traditional RV mattress, but it does make it easy to sleep 4 back here in the garage with plenty of space to get up and change in the morning, and you still get to watch the TV from bed. Pretty slick. In this configuration, and what could quite possibly be the most common configuration after you've unloaded your toys, we have opposing couches that sit here beneath our flat screen TV, giving us a good spot to sit and watch television, or we could bring in a table here at the end of the day and have a dining spot as well in between these 2 couches. But most importantly, this gives us an open, clean walkway to access our back patio where the ramp would be. Let's check out that ramp and patio configuration. Heading out onto the patio, we have these wonderful 3-season doors. They have glass panels and screens. The glass panels can drop down and allow a lot of breeze to flow through. They're also very easy to open. We can give it a little pull and they'll swing wide out onto this great back porch. So basically what's happened is our ramp door has come down and we've attached our guy wires to it and let out this enclosure, which allows us to have this great patio space on the back of the toy hauler. It also has an awning up above. Let's check all that out. Setting up this back porch is really easy, and now that we're here on the exterior rear of the camper, I can show you guys this cool 0G ramp door from MoreRide and how it works. I've got some keys here. They've got this really simple electric lock system that's right here. I can pop my key in, give it a twist. There it goes, it's unlocked, and give it a good tug. And as you can see, the door comes down with relative ease. It doesn't take much to put this up and down. I can do it with just a couple of fingers, just coming here. As you can see, that 0G door makes it very, very easy. Now, right now, we have our guy wires connected to the door, and that's going to cause it to be in that patio mode. We can simply unpin these and allow the ramp door to drop to the ground for loading our toys in and out. Speaking of loading in your toys, we also have some really awesome loading lights up top for getting your stuff in and out of the RV at night. Setting up the patio is easy. However, since we're back here and talking about this 0G ramp door, one thing I wanted to point out is that it does have a mechanical override for the electric lock. From inside the coach, you can pull down on this strap and it's going to unlock that door and allow it to open up. Above it, we have this really nice Thule awning that's going to cover most of the back porch and provide some LED lighting as well. To set up our side rails, all we have to do is unvelcro them, and they're hinged so they slide out with ease, and then they slide into these corner latches. I'll open that for the back, and then the other one works exactly the same way. Slide and lock into place, and then swing this guy over, and it completes our enclosure and locks everything off, making it safe for dogs, toddlers, or the occasional stumbling adult. Let's check out some of the other exterior features of the RV. Here on the back side of the camper, one of the first things we come to on this corner is our ladder to access the roof. They've relocated it to the sidewall because of that ramp door that's back there. But they've made it pretty easy to use. If we pull these little pins, this allows us to pull the ladder out and down and making it easier to climb. When you're traveling down the road, it simply stashes up and against the wall, and that flattens out the profile, making it flush up against the camper. The next hatch we come to, this is going to host our power cord reel. So that's what this is. At the simple touch of a switch, it can retract that 50 amp cord with ease. It also provides a little bit of extra storage out here as well. Because this is a toy hauler, we do have 2 onboard fuel tanks. This does have a fuel dispensing station as well. Those 2 tanks are 30 gallons each. One is dedicated to the generator. The other is for refilling your toys when you're out and on the go. This hatch, if I pop it open, we'll see our fuel dispensing. And then here in the center, between these 2 filling points, we see that we have a gauge with a selector switch for each tank and an on-off switch for the pump. Pretty slick. Now, if you're boondocking for an extended period of time and you don't have toys with you, you can always fill your generator tank off of your main tank over here. That's pretty slick, allowing you to stay out for extended periods of time. This is running on Goodyear tires, and we have disc brakes hiding back in there. It's got a heavy-duty suspension system, and since we're right here, this is a good spot to point out that we can see our 15-inch triple stack box tube frame. That is way stiffer, way heavier duty than the traditional 12-inch I-beams that you see on a lot of toy haulers on the market today. Pushing forward, we're running against our kitchen slide here. We do have an access panel to do work on the refrigerator if we need to. Up towards the front of the coach, we come across our primary control center for hooking up all of our cable water, as well as having our black and gray tank pulls in there. We're going to skip this hatch and come right back to it, because first I want to show you this nice propane rack that they've put in here. Simply flip the switch at the bottom and it slides right out, giving us access to our propane in these already huge canisters. This is going to access our pass-through storage as well as our LCI leveling system. The leveling system is hydraulic in 6 points, and it's an auto leveling system, so it happens at the single touch of a button. Let's take a look at that now. That leveling system is pretty great. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you guys with this pass-through storage is some of the access that we have. If I slide this open, notice that we have direct access to the whole house water manifold system. This gives us 90-degree shutoff valves for every water faucet or water outlet within the house. So if you have a problem at one point, you don't have to shut off water to everything. You can turn off that one point here well before the problem. Pushing on up to the front cap, we see that we have a more ride pin box. This more ride pin box is going to be great for eliminating a whole lot of the chucking that you experience going up and down the road. It has escutcheon plates and dampeners in both the x-axis and the y-axis that is going to prevent it from experiencing that push and pull feeling that you get sometimes going over bridges or uneven surfaces. Up under, what we find is that we have on the far right here, our first of 2 battery trays. There's 4 batteries on board. These have latches that pop up and allow them to slide out. Up top, we have a battery cutoff switch and our hydraulic pump station. Here, I'll open that up. We've got our Cummins Onan QG5500 generator. This is a gas generator. It's nice and quiet. It's going to provide plenty of power to the whole house and allow you to boondock for days. It's fed off of that gas tank we saw in the back. The second set of batteries is hidden behind this door, again on a nice little tray that lets them slide right out. And as we push to the front, one of the things that I really want to hone in on is the fact that this has full body paint. So these aren't decals, they aren't vinyl that's going to peel, fade, crack over time. This body paint is going to be looking great 5, 6, 10 years down the road. If I open up this hatch, it's going to give us access to the pass-through storage. And another thing that I want to say about this, we looked at the manifold on the other side. If I slide this open, notice how we have direct access to our water holding tanks. And we have our furnace sandwiched right between them. Another cool thing about this furnace is they're using residentially sized lines coming off of it, so you're pumping a lot of heat out to the house. But that's going to provide some ambient temperature that's going to keep things from freezing up in the winter. Not only that, but having that access makes assessing problems with your tank super quick and easy because they're not hidden up in the underbelly, so a mechanic can get to it with ease. All of these baggage doors are nice and thick and insulated as well. Pushing up, we hit our entryway. There's an amber light that's up underneath the stairs, illuminating that of the evening. And up high, we have some great lights for lighting up the entryway at night. That's on both doors. Also, both doors have keyless entry too. One thing I'd like to point out since we're right here is our wall thickness. These are 3 1/4 inch sidewalls. It's tough to find anything thicker in the industry, so I recommend when you're out shopping for RVs to wrap your hands around that frame and feel the difference between DRV and all the other brands that are out there. I think we mentioned inside that our windows are frameless and insulated. again, coming to the second entry door, you see we have keyless entry and the lights we mentioned before. Outside here, we have Sony marine grade speakers. It's pretty cool. And just for giggles, we have a little bit of extra storage on this side as well because they were able to fit it in. Also, it's nice to note that all of our latches are slam latches. The last thing I want to point out is the fact that we have 3 huge awnings on this unit, and the 2 that are on the sidewall are going to have a guard on them for when they're fully closed up. We'll get a closer look at that and show you all the awnings in the out position right as we come up to the end of this video. Folks, thanks so much for joining us today to take a look at this DRV Full House LX455 toy hauler. We're glad we were able to put together this huge video to show you all of these great features on board, but if you want to see it for yourself in person, come on down to Southern RV in McDonough, Georgia, right off of I-75 just south of Atlanta. You can see it online as well at southernrv.com. Or if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. We're at 770-477-0552. Until next time, happy camping.
Because I'm free.
Welcome back, y'all. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of pre-recorded video on the DRV Full House. DRV, of course, one of our luxury fifth wheel premier brands here. Segueing right into our Alliance Valor.
Since we met, I've seen stranger days. Specters in our silent just
So this is another luxury toy hauler, fifth wheel of course. The Alliance brand has been around just for a couple of years now. So it was started in 2019. Ultimately it was a bunch of like-minded people that came from other brands. They decided to build their own fifth wheel their own way. With that, you're going to see that there's some differences in how they build things and kind of their standard equipment, and there's always a reason for the difference. Again, the Valor is brand new to Alliance. The Valor is just their fifth wheel toy hauler line. It was launched in late 2020. This is our first model, the 36V11. This is going to be just under 40 feet overall length. They still managed to get a full 11-foot garage back in the back, so you can fit those big side-by-sides. It is bath and a half as well. It's going to come with all of your kind of normal amenities. You're going to have the 6-point leveling system. You're going to have 3 air conditioners on the roof. That's standard equipment with Alliance, by the way, is 3 ACs. They're pumping about 40,000 BTUs of air conditioning, and it is a mostly direct dump. They put a little bit of ducting between the bedroom and the bathroom just to get air conditioning in there, but otherwise it's direct dump. And by doing that, they're actually able to maintain that insulation where you would otherwise have ductwork. So they're not preheating that air conditioning. One of the little things that I like about how they do it differently. So starting back here at the back, you of course have the patio system. This is the MORryde patio system. It's on the assisted springs, so very easy to get up and down. There is a set of stairs that attach onto the side here. You see where the gate is. This also has legs down below. If you need the additional support, those will fold down. We've got a Thule awning off the back. Dual power awnings off the side. One of the things that Alliance has done that to me just makes sense that other brands haven't is they went ahead and installed a compressor and air tank right here on the patio side to make it easy to add air to all of your toys. And you can even use that to fill up the truck tire or fill up a trailer tire if it's a little low. So great little addition, again, standard equipment with Alliance. Let's start inside. We're going to go right from the garage here and work our way forward. So typical garage, this is 11 feet long, again, from wall to wall. You've got your 3-season patio doors here, Happy Jack bed lift, with the fold-down sofas on the side, so you can sleep 4 back here with ease. We've got an E-track system in the floor, so there's plenty of attachment points to be able to tie off your cargo. Half bath is around the corner here. Y'all take a peek around there. Those are epoxy poured countertops, by the way. We've got a TV up above, and then above the Happy Jack that you can't see is where the third air conditioner is. So again, there's a dedicated air conditioner back here for the garage, so no worries with cooling in this space. That is a big time problem with a lot of other brands, but not for Alliance. Roller shades, MCD roller shades throughout this product. We've got a storm door. Storm door to separate this from the main living space. Y'all come on in, and I'm actually going to close this door behind us, see if we can drown out a little bit of the highway noise. All right. So again, epoxy poured countertops, each one of them unique. I love how they have that high gloss shine. Easy to clean, just wipe them down with some basic cleaners there. Again, 36V11 is our model. You've got a fireplace down below, JBL audio system, LG TV, again, name brand here. We've got storage above, and I'm looking over my shoulder here. I forgot this one has a loft on it as well. So another twin bed up there. So now we're up to a sleeping capacity of 5. The sofa in the slide here is a reclining sofa. So it's a 4-seat sofa. You can easily sit 4 on here. These seats are plenty wide enough to get 4 guys on here and not just be completely cramped up. Big atrium windows on all Alliance products, so we're able to get plenty of natural light in here to where it's nice and bright and open. So the sun did come out. It's a little brighter, a little warmer, so we had to shed a couple of layers there. In the kitchen, we've got a nice little countertop up here, kind of a coffee nook, if you will. And there's also another one back here aft of the slide. So plenty of spaces to put, all of your everyday items. And then, of course, talking about the appliances, we've got the 4-burner range with the residential oven down below. The racks are currently set up high, but that's big enough. You can go ahead and put a turkey or a chicken in there. Uh, 30-inch over-the-range microwave. Again, kind of standard fare here. This one has the 18 cubic foot Norcold gas and electric refrigerator. So 4-door residential style refrigerator, plenty of space in here to be able to take along plenty of food for the week. Far more than just a weekend's worth of food, of course. This one does have a pantry. We're going to play the shuffle here. So pantry, and you'll notice that it did light up. There's an LED light strip that's motion activated. I will point out that the overhead can lights, so this is a new light fixture that I saw first in Alliance, and I've actually yet to see it in any other brands, but it's a recessed LED light that's not too different than what we're accustomed to, but it gives the look of a canned light. I just love the way that and I don't know if it shows up on video or not, but it looks like just more of a recessed light that we don't get in RVs, but because it's such a shallow depth, they're able to incorporate that. Plenty of cabinetry space. You will notice the smart wire sticker. So Alliance is doing a color-coded system. This has been done in the past, within the past 5 years by some other brands, but Alliance is really trying to hone in on keeping to that color system. So no matter if you have a unit that's built today or a unit that was built a year ago, they should still have that same color schematic, and we haven't had that in the RV industry, quite honestly, for a consistent amount of time. So really nice feature they've got going there. As we move into the upper deck, your second AC was in the kitchen, by the way. You'll see that up here in the bedroom, we have the third air conditioner, which is ducted right there into the bathroom where you're at. So we do have some duct work to make sure you've got AC in there. But again, one of the things we talked about outside was that they've done away with as much ducting of air conditioning as possible. And you may have heard me kind of just run through the fact that they're able to fill what would have been duct work with insulation. So it's going to increase your cooling power by increasing the insulation that's in the RV. So it's just one of the little things that Alliance does a little differently than everybody else. King bed is standard here. We do have USB ports and 110 outlets on both sides of the bed. Of course, there's storage underneath. We've got a bar stool underneath there to go underneath that flip-up countertop that was part of the center island. The closet doors up here, they've actually run 4 closet doors so that you can access everything full width side to side. Something's hanging up here. The magic of TV, right? Or YouTube in this case. But these slide all the way across to both sides. You do have washer dryer prep here in the closet. We can do a 2-piece or a 1-piece combo unit, whichever you prefer. Let's see if we can get this side to cooperate. There we go. So a little more space over here. Again, you can get to that hanging room. And again, to point out, I'm 6 feet tall. Ceiling in here, I'm guessing, is probably 6'4", 6'5", so plenty of height on this upper deck. Hidden storage here in the chest of drawers. That's something that that Alliance builds into their all their fifth wheels, the Paradigms as well. Soft close ball bearing latches. So try it again on all the drawers. Independent controls for all 3 ACs, of course. They want to make sure that you can control it. Oh, and one key piece, talking about the air conditioners again. They can run 3 ACs on 50 amp service, but a unique aspect to the way that they run these is you can pull 2 air conditioners on just a 30 amp service. My family and I, we were camping over 4th of July last year, just down the road here at High Falls, and that state campground only has 30 amp service. And man, to be able to run 2 air conditioners that weekend would have been awesome. But instead, we alternated between the 2 during the daytime, and at night we were able to get just the one to cool it well. But running 2 air conditioners on just 30 amp service, again, not something you typically see. If you do, it's on smaller ACs, like an 11,000 BTU. But again, these are 13.5s. So just a nice little addition to how Alliance does things. Let's continue on out. We're going to go out the main living room door now. You'll notice that we have the LCI solid steps. This is strut assist. So again, 2 fingers is something that I talk about around here, to be able to lift these steps up nice and easy, and then 2 fingers back down. Doesn't take hardly any effort to use these steps. Very safe for kids and adults alike. You do have a spray port here on the side, so you can run a freshwater hose out here if need be. Big pass-through storage compartment. We've got TV hookup in the compartment to your left. That's right. And a drop-down hole there so that we can actually set up a little table on the side here to put that TV outside. Moving our way around the front, again, painted front cap. It's a full profile fifth wheel. So we get that big front cap. That's how we're able to get all that height in there. And Rotaflex pin box here on the tongue. Of course, standard equipment with the Alliance Paradigm is the generator. We have fueling station on board as well. Again, that's kind of things that we've come to expect from this level of fifth wheel. But ultimately, Alliance is not part of one of the 2 major brands. They are an independent, and they do things a little differently. I love how they stay connected to their customers through their Facebook group, the Alliance RV group, as well as to us as dealers. So I think that about covers it for the Alliance. I'm going to send you back across to Barry, and then I'll see you again here in a few minutes.
All right. Let's change gears a little bit. We're gonna step down to a travel trailer. Guys, this is the Zinger 299 RE. This Zinger is loaded with lots of great things that make it an awesome entry-level travel trailer. As a matter of fact, we probably sell more Zingers than any other brand on the lot right now, and with good reason. There are tons of floor plans and they're super affordable. This one is a rear entertainment style floor plan. Right here at the back of the unit, as we're sitting outside here, you can see that it comes with this great outside kitchen, complete with a 2-burner stove, a sink, and a refrigerator. That's all tucked up under this huge electric awning that runs almost the length of the camper. And it's got LED lights up above that's going to help softly light your camp area on the patio side. It does have marine grade outside speakers as well as TV hookups out here and power, and they've given us this nifty little bottle opener / pet hook. And like many of the travel trailers, this one does have pass-through storage in the front. It's got a power tongue jack as well as power stabilizer jacks. And it also has a battery cutoff switch up there too. Guys, this is pre-wired for solar, so we could hook up a panel to it to help top off our 12-volt systems. Let's hop up inside and take a look at what's going on. Now, this unit only weighs about 7,100 pounds. It has one single slide. That slide plays host to our dinette as well as our sofa. Now, this sofa is a jackknife, so if we lift it, it will fall flat to become a bed. It has a couple of cup holders in the center to kind of mimic that theater seating feel. All of that is across from our entertainment center. This entertainment center has a huge flat screen TV. It is on a mount that comes out and swivels. So that's kind of nice if you're sitting at the dinette and you want to have a better view of the TV, that's possible. Down below it, we have a fireplace. And notice back behind me, we have what could be like a coffee station or a wet bar, and we've got a wine fridge down below. Now, some people think, ooh, hoity-toity, a wine fridge, why do I need that? Well, look guys, the reality is that's a second refrigerator and everybody loves more storage. You don't have to use it for wine. But they've given us plenty of cabinets, and this thing has one crazy feature that I really love. Hidden behind this entertainment center is a giant pantry. I'm talking huge, like I can fit in there. You can get vacuums, brooms, upright appliance stuff, all sorts of chips and dry goods and canned goods and pots and pans. I mean, you don't see that kind of storage in a lot of other travel trailers. The kitchen is equipped with this nice 12-volt refrigerator. It's kind of slick, has plenty of volume inside. We've got a microwave up top. Pretty typical of what we see in most travel trailers, a glass-covered 3-burner stove. That glass kind of acts as a countertop extension to give us some more prep space. We've got a giant stainless steel bowl in the sink there. And then our dinette, which sits across from that, can drop down and we can pull the pads out over the table and create yet another bed in this unit. This is 50 amp service. I believe this one in particular is equipped with 1 AC, but we can put 2 on a unit of this size. When we go down into the hallway, we come up to our bathroom, and our bathroom's actually fairly spacious in this unit. It's a decent sized shower. It's got a medicine cabinet with some storage in it, as well as some storage down below the sink. Our bedroom features the north-south bed, which we see in a lot of travel trailers. This has a typical closet system on the left side and the right side of the unit. But what's unique about this is that there's a closet in the back side back here that actually has room for a full-size washer dryer, which is pretty slick. That's not something that's that common inside of a travel trailer of this size. There is storage up under the bed as well. It simply lifts. And you can see that we've got a nice sized chest for stashing away blankets and other things. It's on a strut, so it stays up on its own. Guys, you can learn more about this one by visiting us online at southernrv.com, or hey, come out and see us here at 324 Industrial Boulevard. You can also contact our sales team about it at 770-477-0552. I think we're going to keep this going. I think Jonathan's all set up with a Jay Flight.
I'm ready. So continuing on in our travel trailer theme, what we have next is a Jayco Jay Flight. Jayco is a brand that most everyone recognizes, has been around for over 50 years, family brand, and they're one of the few brands that really goes above and beyond with standing behind the quality of their products. So they do a 2-year limited warranty where everybody else does 1, and of course 3-year structural. So Jayco goes the extra mile, not just in warranty, but in build quality as well. You're going to find that they will upgrade, for instance, their aluminum siding here. So you'll notice that they have a few extra ribs in here, and even this darker silver as opposed to the lighter, you'll see that, well, you can't see, but if you were to measure that, the darker colors are actually a thicker metal. In the warm weather, that heats and expands, and by adding the ribs, it gives structural rigidity. So again, they're just going the extra mile for their customers. So this model, bunkhouse with an outdoor kitchen. We've got the mini fridge, of course. One of the little things that they do on these mini kitchens is they put it on a gas strut. So when you pull it out, it's going to stay out, which I really like. It's got the 2-burner stainless steel stovetop with the hot and cold water for the sink, of course. Power awning, LED light strip underneath. I don't know if y'all can see the LED lights or not. It's a little bright out here for that. As we go along, again, talking about Jayco and the quality that they put into their products. Goodyear tires. So Jayco's been using Goodyear tires. Sorry for the sirens, y'all. Jayco's been using Goodyear tires for several years now. And ultimately what it boils down to is they're going the extra mile, spending the extra money. Jayco and every brand from Jay Flight all the way up through Pinnacle, when you compare them to other brands in the industry, you're going to find that they cost a little more, but when you start adding back the value of things like the 2-year warranty, the Goodyear tires, the American-made Dexter axles, these really start adding value back to where now you're getting more than what you paid for. So you're getting more than the difference in price in many instances. Step above steps on this. Again, plenty of good surface to be able to get in and out. Swing away grab handle. On our outside storage compartment here, does pass through to the other side. We've got a few extra pieces and bits in there. We've got the LP hose, some manual cranks, that sort of thing. Up on the front, we do have 2 20-pound propane bottles, which again, Southern RV, we fill those up for you at no charge to you. And we've got the power tongue jack. One of the ways that Jayco goes that extra mile, a lot of people ask, why is this hitch down low as opposed to up high? And the reason for that is the way that the A-frame attaches to the rest of the chassis. They do it, instead of being mounted underneath, they mount it through the chassis. That gives them 3 times the weld penetration, which in turn means you're getting extra strength in your chassis. That's just one of the ways that Jayco engineers have actually gone the extra mile. And again, Jayco engineers, they have their own engineers on staff. Jayco engineers their own chassis. They engineer their own upper structures. Whereas some of the other brands, they call up the frame manufacturer and they say, hey, we need a frame for this particular RV, and they let them dictate where everything is at. By contrast, Jayco engineers, they're the ones that say, no, we need an extra outrigger here for support. We need an extra frame cross member here for that extra strength. So Jayco's weigh a little more, they cost a little more, but you get a lot more in the process, specifically in safety. So as we enter the 284 BHS, excuse me just a moment, you'll find this is a traditional bunkhouse travel trailer. Got a big super slide down the side. This one has the U-shaped dinette, so plenty of seating space for everybody. That does, of course, convert into a nice big twin bed. If you have an extra adult come along, maybe grandma, grandpa, that's a great place for them because they're not kind of jumping up into one of these beds here in the back. Storage underneath the dinette, sofa here. Again, just one of the ways that Jayco goes the extra mile. You'll see that their windows are framed out on the interior in wood, and then they have a very nice window treatment above. And again, it's little things. You know, all these little things really add up for Jayco. Let's see, LED lighting throughout. Of course, we equip ours with a 15,000 BTU air conditioner. This one is actually optioned with the second air conditioner, 50 amp service. Being here in the South, again, we want to try and give you as much AC power as we can. This is a 5/8 tongue and groove plywood decking subfloor beneath my feet, and they actually use a 3/8 for the roof. This particular model does have the TV included, as well as, of course, stereo with interior exterior speakers. Got some great storage. They've set this one up as a wardrobe. I'm going to duck out of your way. So you've got wardrobe space in there with some drawer space below. It's in a convenient spot for the kids since they're right here in bed. Those bunk mattresses, you will note that they're about twice as thick as a standard bunk mattress. Just one of the little ways that Jayco sets themselves apart. Plenty of storage down below as well. Again, if you're bringing along 2, 3, 4 kids, and I often get the question, well, you know, the wardrobe space is great for me, but what about for the kids? This adds up. You know, this is one of those where it really makes a big difference for the kids in being able to keep their things and keep it organized. So back here in our bathroom, this is actually quite a nice size bathroom here. You got the sink in the corner, toilet here, and then this is one of the, I'm going to say, newer bathroom designs with a little bit larger shower. If I'm not mistaken, the measurements on this are 30 inches by 40 inches. So this is actually a hair bigger than my shower in my master bathroom at home. So plenty of elbow room here, and again, plenty of height. My head's not even in the skylight on this model. Standard RV fridge. So this is a Norcold on this model, 6 cubic feet. Plenty of space for the weekend or even an extended weekend. Stainless steel microwave, 3-burner range with the glass stovetop. Folds up out of the way. You've got some drawer space here in the kitchen, overhead cabinetry. These cabinets are built, of course, by the Amish up there in the Jayco plants. This model, again, just trying to make use of every little bit of space. You've got some great, I would call this pantry storage here. Additional storage the same down below, and then down this left side. Again, one of the little things that a lot of manufacturers don't do is give you something like a coat hook. You know, not only do you have a place for that because of the slight stretch in floor plan, but you've actually got the coat hooks there. As we move into the master bedroom, you'll see that we have a residential 60 by 80 queen bed, some LED night lighting above, and plenty of lighting throughout. So that's another one of the ways that Jayco goes above and beyond. We've got dual overhead lights plus overhead lights, kind of like reading lights underneath this shelf. The TV mount is included, both the male and female receiver part of it, and this can actually be used to take this master bedroom TV outside. Another one of these mounts is on the outside wall along with coax hookup in 110, so you can move the bedroom TV right out there and sit and watch the game while you sit by the campfire or cook up some burgers. Wardrobe storage on both sides. I have a hanging rod on my side. You've got shelves over there. So again, plenty of space for everybody to keep things. And then again, 110 outlets on both sides of the bed. Very important for a lot of folks. This is pre-wired for solar. So this can have a solar panel and charge controller added quite easily. I think that takes care of us in here. Let's step back around outside. I'm sure Barry's probably getting ready for us. Let's continue on around. There's probably a couple more things to touch on this side. And it looks like Barry's all set up. I'm not going to give away what he's going to next. So as we move back after the slide here, we've got an outdoor shower. You do have black tank flush, your city water connection, and then they've labeled your low point drains and such just to make it a little bit easier for when it comes time to use all those things. This model is equipped with another Goodyear tire as your spare. They're not going to cheap out, give you 4 Goodyears on the ground and then an off-brand. They've got a 5th back here. That way, if you do have a problem, you're covered. Barry, what do you have to show them next?
We've got the Venture RV Sonic. This is the 231 VRL. It's about a 23-foot box. It weighs in at a very impressive only 4,500 pounds dry. And since it has a slide, I find that to be quite awesome. It's hard to find that kind of lightweight, just overall group of accessories and the way that this thing's kitted out in an RV. Now, this thing is pretty slick in the sense that it has a one-piece fiberglass roof that rolls from the front cap all the way back. So this solid sheet of fiberglass goes up and over and all the way to the back cap, so no rubber roof on there. Let's hop inside and check it out. So guys, climbing up into this thing, it has some nifty little quirks to it. Because it's that one-piece roof that runs all the way over it, it's curved front to back. So I imagine that that's probably going to help out with a little bit of aerodynamics running down the road, but it gives the inside of it kind of a cool feel as the roof tapers down as it comes towards the back and towards the front as well. As I was saying outside, this does have a slide on it. This is it. The slide in this particular one hosts our 12-volt refrigerator from Furrion, as well as our dinette table. Now this dinette table does drop down and can convert into another bed, and it has storage hidden up underneath it as well. So at the back of the camper, we have some storage up high in the form of cabinets. We have this nice little jackknife sofa. So this has the typical cup holder that we see here. Notice that there is some storage down low on the left and the right side of the sofa. And converting this thing into a bed is super simple. You just lift up on the front and drop it down and you've got a nice flat surface. Across from the sofa we have our entertainment system. It has a little flat screen TV, a small head unit with CD DVD player, as well as our controls for our awnings and whatnot. Inside, since this is a corner unit, it has a kind of triangular shaped storage area back there. It's deep enough to add, you know, all sorts of different odds and ends stuff for your kitchen. Maybe you could use it as a makeshift pantry because this unit isn't that big. The kitchen itself, more of a kitchenette, does have a very nice large stainless steel sink. Now this does have covers that come with it that give us back that counter space. And we have the typical glass top 3-burner stove to gain back that counter space as well. And our microwave oven, as well as just some standard cabinetry storage up top. They put a skylight right over the kitchen. That gives us plenty of light. And then this has a pass-through bathroom. So you have to go through the bathroom in order to get to the bedroom. In this case, the bathroom has a decent sized shower surround, a foot flush toilet, and a multi-tiered little sink area that we see here that gives us lots of places to stash stuff, and a medicine cabinet in the back. And really, quite frankly, this is a decent sized little cabinet that's going to host towels and things of that nature. Pushing up to the very front of the vehicle, as you can see, this is starting to taper back down again. And they've given us a great max fan back here. So in really nice weather, you could cut that on, open up your windows. That's really going to cycle a whole lot of air through this unit. The fact that it has a window in the front cap is really cool. They do have a privacy shade for it that does pull down. And notice we've got USB ports and plugs up high, and a little spot to set your phones and whatnot down low. On either side of the bed, there's closet space. And up top, there's a little extra storage as well. The bed also contains a little bit of storage up underneath it, which is pretty slick. And the primary air conditioning for this unit is right here. It is a direct dump, but this unit is not very big at all, so that ought to be more than enough to really cool it down. Let's hop outside. So this has a power awning, and it runs pretty much the length of the RV. It's lit up with these great LED lights. They do give us outside speakers on this unit as well. And if we push around to the back side, we'll see that we have our spare tire, and we're pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera system. All of your hookups for sewer and water and whatnot are going to be up towards the middle of the camper. Down low, just forward of the axle, you'll see your sewer line hookups. There's an outside shower, and of course your power main shoreline connection, and then that pass-through storage that we saw earlier. All of the stabilizer jacks on this are manual, with the exception of our power tongue jack that we have up here. It does have a battery cutoff switch, and it comes with 2 decent sized propane canisters. Guys, that just about wraps up this little Sonic. We have a couple of more models of it in stock. You can check them out on the website. I'm going to throw it back to Jonathan. I think we're going to an Eagle fifth wheel.
That's right, Barry. We have an Eagle HT fifth wheel. So the Eagle HT series specifically means half ton. These are going to be half-ton towable fifth wheels. You're going to find that this model is going to weigh in typically between that 7,000 and 8,000 pound range, depending on how it's equipped. Some of the things that Eagle is going to do on the HT series to kind of set it apart and set it up for those half-ton trucks. Turning point pin box by Lippert. So the turning point pin box, what it does is it moves your pivot point. Instead of being here at the kingpin, it's going to move it back here to what they call the turret. That's going to allow you to get a full 90-degree turn, even if you have a short bed pickup truck. No need to run a slider hitch. So a standard hitch on this is going to work great. This can even work with a lot of the extra short bed models, those 5.5, 5 3/4 foot beds. And so that's what this type of pin box and this profile of front cap is built for. So again, automotive paint on the front cap, LED lights. Again, talking about Jayco and their security and safety. So they run the prep for the side view and the rear view camera. That's set up for the Furrion observation system. Got a big power awning. It's going to cover from the door all the way up front. LED light strip. Again, the MORryde step above steps. These again are the hydraulic strut assist. One of the little things that I've noticed that Jayco does is on these Eagle HT fifth wheels, they put the speakers down low here. And a lot of times people ask, why is it down low? Why did it end up here? Well, if we put it up here in the sidewall, it's just one more point at which we're drilling a hole in the side of a perfectly good sidewall. Down here in the skirt, there's nothing behind it but some air, so no problem. If there were to be a little bit of a leakage or anything, we're not going to worry about that. However, because of how Jayco builds things, these sidewalls are held with 144 tons of pressure for 16 minutes for their lamination process. They also combine that with perforating their Luan backer behind the fiberglass, so that when they go into the lamination process, the glue is really going to push in there, and ultimately that amounts to a superior sidewall. Their back walls are built the same way. Even their slide out boxes are built with the same construction, and ultimately it means that even if you do have a little bit of water penetration, it's likely not going to involve any delamination like it would on so many other products. Again, 2 and 3 year warranty, standard with Jayco. The same Goodyear tires that we talked about just a couple of minutes ago. This model, the 27, is a new floor plan for Jayco for this year. This particular model has a big storage compartment. Barry actually got in here when we first got this. He could stand up inside there. It is really tall, so I think it's a great spot to be able to store fishing rods or even camp chairs, that sort of thing. And of course you do have coax, 12 volt and 110 in here, so you can set this up as an outdoor TV area as well. We're not going to go all the way around the vehicle, but as we glance at the back, I do want to point out that we have a 2-inch receiver hitch. This one does have the tabs for the safety chains as well as the 4-pin. What that means is this is set up for 3,000 pounds of towing or a 300-pound vertical load limit. Again, just one of the ways that they're going to take this half-ton series and really just step it up, do things a little better. Ladder for the roof in order to do your maintenance. As you look up, you'll see that it is pre-wired for that Furrion backup camera again. And all the little dots above, I'm not sure if we discussed this or not, but Jayco runs the SMART lighting system. Safety markers and reverse transit is what SMART stands for. What that means is if someone can be on any of the 4 sides of the vehicle, and they're gonna have no problem knowing what you're doing as a driver. So, tractor trailer is behind you. Some of these LED lights that are up above, there's a couple extra ones, and those are actually used as brake light and indicator lights. You don't find that on all other brands, but that's just one way that the Jayco engineers went the extra mile to really bring safety into their vehicles. Again, Jayco is a family brand, and they really want to make your experience the best it can be. Well, let's step inside and take a look around. So the 27 RS, again, new HT floor plan. There's, back here, it's pretty traditional. We're gonna go through it. And then when we get up to the bedroom, they've put in one little extra that really sets this floor plan apart. So we'll get to that, but not immediately. So in the 27 RS, you get great pantry space. Again, just like in the Jay Flight we went over a few minutes ago, we've got LED lighting in there. Plenty of cabinet space above and below. This will even fold up, so you can use the coat hooks in the back. That's held in place by a magnet. One quick little caveat, the roof system on Jayco's are built superior to other brands. We're here in Georgia. We haven't yet experienced snow other than a little bit up in the North Georgia mountains this year. But one of the things we hear from Jayco about their northern dealers is when you go to an RV lot in the wintertime, there's that one guy that has to get up on top of every RV, shovel the snow off of it, because ultimately that snow weighs a lot and they don't want it to collapse the roof. Jayco's gone above and beyond. They have the Magnum Truss roof system. This particular roof system will hold 4,500 pounds. So when you drive by a Jayco dealer's lot up in the north, you'll find that they don't even sweep off the roofs from the snow the majority of the time. They have to get up on the other brands to sweep them off because they don't want any big problems, but with Jayco's, it's actually going to support that weight. So if it'll support all that snow, no problem with you getting up there, doing your maintenance, that sort of thing. In our kitchen, we have the standard microwave above, 3-burner range with the oven, and then a nice little pot and pan drawer down below. This is a traditional RV fridge, so gas and electric. Center island, So this is going to give you plenty of space to be able to work here, access the fridge, spin to the oven. It's a great workspace. You've got some counter space here right beside the stove, so it really gives you a lot of accessibility for when you're cooking. While you're cooking, plenty of space back here. Nobody's walking through your area that can come around, but you've got your TV, your fireplace, a little bit of storage above and below, and we've got the DVD player stereo all set up. Now, moving to the back, we've got a tri-fold sofa, so this is a great queen size sofa sleeper bed. This is going to sleep 4 comfortably. We've got the movie theater recliners directly across from the sofa, and these are going to have heat and massaging, as well as USB charge ports, and yes, it even has lighting down below. Center storage right here in the armrests, as well as your cup holders. If you'll look up for just a moment, you're going to see that we have the Whisper Quiet AC system. So Jayco Eagle had this for many years. They finally brought this down and put it on the HT line as well. It's just one more way that Jayco is going above and beyond, giving you more than what you paid for. This one is equipped with a freestanding dinette. You can comfortably sit 4 at this table. There are a pair of folding chairs up in the bedroom underneath the bed. Or if you just need it for the 2, there's plenty of space on both sides for access. Let's see. I think that covers us down here. Let's work our way up to the bathroom. As we stop here in the hallway, I do want to point out this has the J Command system on it. So this little control pad, you're going to be able to scroll through and go through water pump. You're able to turn on different appliances, run your slides from here. You can see how our air conditioning and heat system is set from here. And this is a great spot, pair device. So J Command by BM Pro, you can actually download the app, and you can use that app to control everything in this RV. We talked about this earlier today, from your phone. So you can turn off lights and that sort of thing without even having to get out of bed. So the bathroom of this model, we've got some great linen space here. Hope I didn't give anything away. Maybe. We'll see. You do have a nice backlit medicine cabinet there. Nice sink. And again, plenty of elbow room in the shower. This one has a nice vinyl curtain on it that stretches across. And we even have some little accent lighting. So again, at night, this is a nice kind of a dull light to where you can come in here, use the facilities, and not really need to worry about, you know, it being too bright. Exhaust fan is built in. Whoopsie. And there's a pocket door to close this off. Again, it's great for not having to have that swinging door into the hallway. As we enter the bedroom here, you'll see that we have a residential queen bed, 60 by 80. This is actually quite a plush mattress, not just your standard mattress here. This is a Simmons bed. Again, we've got that same blue accent lighting underneath. Plenty of lighting above, second air conditioner unit on board. The blackout shades up here to give you some additional dark. We've got a location to hang a TV, of course, the ducts for the air conditioning, got some extra coat hooks here. And then the one thing that really sets this vehicle apart, even though it's as short as it is, this one is prepped for washer dryer. You can see in the back right corner there, you've got your washer dryer connections. And so you can put a combo unit in there. That's something that our service department is quite accustomed to doing. And you've got some additional wardrobe space. You've got 2 drawers below this compartment here. So if you don't use that, you can leave those shelves in there, use it for additional linen space. Again, that was kind of the peek through we went through the bathroom there where the linen space was. So that kind of wraps up our Jayco segment. Again, this is the Jayco Eagle 27 RS. That's an Eagle HT 5th wheel, easily half-ton towable with some of these trucks that can tow 10, 11, 12, 13,000 pounds. I'm going to send you across to Barry. He's got one more special surprise for you before we go. Thanks so much. I appreciate y'all joining us. Hold tight for just a moment.
All right, so I'm standing in front of our Sequence 20L. This is from Thor Motor Coach. It's a Class B motorhome. So Class B is indicative of the van that we see here. This is on the Ram 3500 chassis. It's a gas engine. And this thing is fully self-contained. It has a Onan 2800 quiet gas generator on board to give the whole thing power if you need it. There is a solar panel on the roof, and there's a 1,000-watt inverter in there. Guys, as we roll around the outside of this, I'll give those sirens a second to pass. There we go. We have a Thule awning that's up top. It's electric, it comes out. You can either stabilize it off by pinning it down into the ground or hooking it back to the side of the van. We've got power outlets outside up under the awning. There's a gas outlet down low, so that if you want to hook up your grill, you can. This comes standard with the Thule bike rack off the back. And our bathroom is off the back of the van. Now when this is closed up, this has a space where you have essentially a wet bath. So the shower and the toilet are all combined into one space here. I'll pull this down. You can see that's the sink that drops down out of the back wall. This simply spins out like that. And there's a medicine cabinet up top as well, next to our shower head. This right here is a Thule ladder, and then they've given us this great magnetic point that you can hook anywhere along the sidewall of the van to stabilize the ladder. Pretty slick. And because it's a wet bath, the toilet paper holder is covered. Pretty cool. As I was saying, guys, this has a solar panel up top, but in addition to that solar panel, you may be able to see just a snippet of it. There is also a roof rack up there too. So if you wanted to haul a kayak or a canoe or something along those lines, you have the ability to do that. On this side, we have our Santa flush system. So this is our black tank flush. Down low, you can see we have our points for sewage and whatnot, and they've lit that up with this nice area light, so when you're hooking up and cleaning things out, you have the ability to see what's going on. We've got our city fill, our water fill, and a spot to hold a sewer hose, and then for refilling the propane, they've got a nice spot down low there as well. Let's check out the inside. So the 20L is set up with what is essentially two twin beds. They're side by side, and they have these nifty little lifts in the back that allow you to kind of create a lifted spot and elevate your head a little bit. Now, if you wanted to make this into one giant bed, you can. They have these little arms that come out and go all the way across and connect to the other side. And where our table top would slide across those, and we can use these seat backs to create one large bed. Or we can use those boards to create a table in between these two so that we have what amounts to a dinette in between them. So that's very multifunctional. It can also be one long desk as well. They've put the TV right here at the end of the bed. It's on a swing arm mount, so it can come out and swing back to the beds or towards the front. The bathroom does have, let me get this unlocked here, a door, and it's a dual door system. Oh, I can grab it there. There we go. And it's got a magnet catch, so there is some privacy for the bathroom back there from the main cabinet. And all the way down the sides, we've got these great high gloss cabinets with struts to hold them up. Deep storage in there, so lots of space for all of your stuff. Moving up towards the front, We have our kitchen. We have a solid surface counter space. We've got a small stainless steel sink. And then a dual burner Dometic stove. Down low, we've got our NovaCool fridge. That has a little freezer box in there if you didn't see it. Microwave. They've given us this cool little cutting board slide out here. And then they put some extra storage down low as well in the form of a drawer. And then this is like a pet station, but this is removable if you didn't have a pet that was traveling with you. At the very front of the vehicle, we have our main driver's cabin. Both of these seats spin around. That nice Dodge head unit there. This seat is kind of slick in the sense that we have a built-in desk for it. So this slides up and over. You could work at it, you could eat at it, you can spin that TV around and just kind of kick back and take a look at it. So that's kind of a slick setup. This is a lot going on in such a small space. Again, like I was saying, this thing is fully self-contained, which means you can boondock anywhere. And because it's a van, man, you could probably park this in a parking lot and camp overnight and no one would ever know that you were there. Pretty slick indeed. If you want to see this van, just feel free to come on down to Southern RV. We've got more coming in, and I believe we've even got some models with the pop top up top on the way so that there's an extra bunk space for the kids up top too. All kinds of great things with the Sequence going on right now. I really love them. I think they're really slick. Guys, I want to thank you for joining us today for such an extended broadcast. I know it's been a long day for those of you that have been hanging with us and looking at this online show. We're pretty tired, but be sure to come see us in person here at Southern RV in McDonough, Georgia. We're at 324 Industrial Boulevard, right off the highway between exits 216 and 218. You can give us a call at 770-477-0552 or visit us online at southernrv.com.
Hey Barry, let's go camping, man.
Hey, it's that time. It's the weekend.
See y'all later.
Until next time, happy camping, guys.